Okay, welcome guys. Bear with me a moment as I set up a few things. I'm going to go off camera for a minute. You can listen to this beautiful music. All right, that's it. Thank you for enjoying that wonderful introductory music. I wrote it myself. Yeah, welcome. It's another time for it's another what do we call it? It's not a consistent day of the week, so I can't say it's another Tuesday. Therefore, it's time for another Mark W's Old Games on a Weekday. That's why I actually changed the name for my kind of midweek old school gaming streams. I couldn't get a consistent schedule pinned down. For my money, my favorite name was Old Games on a Thursday because I could call it Old Goat. And I referred to it as Old Goat pretty often. But we're going with Old Games on a Weekday. I guess that's Old Goa. Doesn't have the same ring to it, but I gotta run with that, I suppose. So yeah, here I am. I'm continuing our in-progress game of Nethack. I am playing as a samurai fellow. Ryan is here. Hello, Ryan. Eric is here as well. Two of our super regulars to the channel. Hello, Ryan. He says Tuesday hack. I could call that if it was consistently on Tuesday, but it's not. Well, you know what? For tonight, it's Tuesday hack. Hey, Benonymous is here. Hey, Benonymous. Benonymous is my former coworker, and we used to have this Slack channel. We still have it at my company. And Benonymous has since left the company, but he was one of the active chatters in our NetHack channel. Now we have like kind of a dead channel. Although one person today was saying we should do a like we were discussing team like fun activities to do, like online games, because we're like a team that's all in disparate locations, you know, online working and all that. And so my manager's suggestion was to play NetHack as a team. It was just a joke suggestion because most people are not familiar with it. Anyway, I'm kind of not sure what's going on with my character set here. The corridors look a little wonky. I don't know what happened there. Hopefully it's not prohibitive to my play. I mean, offhand it looks fine. Nothing too wonky. My windows, I had reconfigured the way it looks to kind of improve, you know, from the very basic, what do they call it, TTY UI. I'm using what they call the curses UI. But last time I had my bar for this stuff down here on the right. I'm wondering if that's due to just my like window size or something. I don't know if I want to play with that right now. Let's just roll with it. I think it doesn't look too bad, actually. I think it looks nice. It's amazing how many different kind of UIs you can have for Nethack. UI configurations, and you can have total different, you can even have a total graphical interface. There are sort of these UIs that exist on top of the game as a layer. There's one called, I think Vulture's Eye or something like that. And there's even like an iOS app that has graphics, an Android app that has graphics. There's more, some of them are more advanced than others. Some are just very simple. Some of them try to give it like a what do you call it? 3/4 perspective. But ultimately, I like just playing with the ASCII. It's straightforward. I know what all the symbols mean, basically, so it works for me. And yeah, I feel like the graphics are generally unnecessary. Fun fact, I was reading this book. It's like the history of roguelike. It's called Dungeon Hacks. And I was kind of reading it very slowly. I probably mentioned it before. I just finished it last night. And one thing that was interesting to me is they talked about Diablo being the first sort of mainstream, roguelike where they got rid of turn-based. They actually gave it solid real-time graphics kind of a thing. Animating graphics and all that. And they actually said the developers of Diablo didn't want to make it real time at first, but their corporate overlords at Blizzard said, no, it's got to be real time. And another rule of thumb that they, kind of a guideline they provided was a player needs to be able to just play entirely with pointing and clicking with the mouse. Think of something your mom could jump into. So that was kind of interesting to me. But actually what I'm getting at is I disagreed with their claim that like Diablo was the first sort of translation of these traditional ASCII-based, turn-based roguelikes into a more palatable for the commercial market game. I claim the first such game is Toe Jam and Earl for Sega Genesis. It doesn't have a D&D fantasy hack and slash setting, but it checks pretty much all the buttons. Toe Jam and Earl, instead of a dungeon, you're in these multiple levels of Earth. But it's a weird Earth. It's real time. You have presents that you have to identify. You don't know what they are. But when you open one, you know what that type of present is for the rest of the game, unless something happens to your knowledge of that present. You can get identifications by going to the carrot dude. If you die, it's pretty much game over, more or less. You have lives, but you can't really continue. So it kind of has permadeath, and it's challenging. Anyway, that's just my thought. Toe Jam and Earl is the first sort of mainstream, commercialized game that is based on these old school roguelikes, in my view. Maybe someone else could say, actually, something else came out. Oh, Ryan says, when was the first use of roguelike? I actually have no idea. That's a good... They might have mentioned in that book I read, but I've been like reading it like 3 pages at a time before bed over like months. So I kind of forget what I read early on. I kind of just very gradually was reading it. Anyway. All right, why don't we get into the game? But yeah, I don't know when it was first. I don't think I heard roguelike, the term roguelike, until like 2000-ish maybe, but it might be from the 90s or so. Could even be from the 80s. All right, so let's try to figure out what the hell I was doing here. What I remember mostly was last time I managed to get a whole bunch of potions of holy water. And this is kind of my biggest accomplishment right here. The holy water, which I still have 8 of, by the way, you can see down here. But that allowed me to get my Grayswandir, which is my magical silver saber artifact that is inspired by something from the Roger Zelazny's Chronicles of Amber series, which I don't know jack about. I have never read that. All I know is that there was a role-playing game based on a pen and paper role-playing game based on Amber in like maybe the early 90s. And its big claim to fame, or the thing they were advertising, was it was diceless role-playing. So I don't even know anything about the setting. All I know is everybody was going, Amber is diceless. Wow, you don't need dice. It was kind of a revolutionary idea to even attempt that with all the D&D and all of the games that inspired. Anyway, this is not a history lesson here. This should be playing some Nethack. So yeah, pretty much that's what I accomplished last time. I got all these potions of holy water. And this is my second major batch of them that I've acquired this game, and I still have 8, as you can see. I'm carrying them around. I'm trying to reacquaint myself to what was going on, as well as inform you guys, sort of. I have an amulet of reflection. I don't know why I'm not wearing it. I probably should wear that like all times. I mean, my mental gears are kicking into action. I'm pretty sure the amulets make you hungry just as if you're wearing rings. Rings make you hungry just by wearing them. I have a pile of gunyoki, which are food rations. For some reason, I thought I had a huge number, but that's still a good number. And Ryan said, according to AI, it was 1993 in a Usenet group. That's probably a reasonable estimate. Although you always have to question these AI, answers. They're not always accurate. They can help with coding, but you got to check its work. You can't really just copy and paste. Okay, that's right. I remember I started naming some of these unknown rings based on their sell price. I didn't even know you could do this, but apparently I put a ring in a quiver pouch. What does that even do? I know the quiver for missile ammunition is for ease of use of like firing. You just hit the F key instead of throw this particular ammunition. Like, so instead of doing throw this arrow, you can say throw, or you can hit F to fire whatever's in your quiver. So I'm assuming the ring must work similarly, but I don't know the command. It must be like put on whatever is in your ring quiver, or quiver pouch as they call it. That's a new thing to me, and I must have accidentally hit the key to even put it in there. That's strange. Anyway, I got a bunch of wands, blah, blah, blah. All right, I have a bag. I would really like to get a bag of holding. That would get rid of all my carrying capacity problems. But yeah, where I am here is I think I just left it right where I was at with the temple. I mean, the altar to my god, my lawful god, that had, that I could pray at to get all these regular bottles of water blessed. So what the heck is my next step here? That's the question. I don't think I have a pet anymore. I think I might have like some tame animals strewn across the dungeon, but I don't even know. What else do I got going on here? I should probably rename this. This was a note to myself that there was one potion of water here. Let's just blank that out. So I like to use the annotate command, which is # or hashtag, as we say these days. Then you type annotate. Okay, that marked it with a dash literally, but I don't. You know what? That's fine. I don't even care. Maybe it's I'll try one more thing. A space, perhaps. And it's yeah, that did. That wiped it out. And it's, by the way, it's hashtag, if you will, overview to look at this screen. And yeah, by the way, my original intention with the whole Nethack and chill thing was I would kind of take my time and explain everything to you as if you are a newbie to the game. That said, I don't want to like kind of rehash everything I've done in previous episodes. So another part of that theme was sort of I'll look up anything I have a doubt about. Just take my time, look up some uncertainties in a wiki. Anyway, one of the things I do want to do soon, or I don't know if it's ever going to be soon, is go to shoot, is it the Oracle where you do this? I believe it's the Oracle, but I have to confirm. You can make a donation and get your armor class permanently boosted, or really it's a lower number, but it's an improvement, let's put it that way. So it's time to start looking up in the wiki, because I think that's the Oracle. And the problem is I kind of thought of this too late. The math involved, like one of our viewers who was very experienced kind of reminded me of this. I had forgotten about it. But the math involved figures in your level, right? In other words, I'm already at level, as you can see down here, experience level 15. So it's something like 15 times 1,000 gold to upgrade your armor class by 1 or something like that. I'm not even sure if this is the right place I'm looking. Might be a temple or something like that. What's the term called? Protection. That'll give me the right. That'll take me to the right place, I hope. Yeah, so you can get intrinsic protection by going to what? Here you go. Donating 400 to 600 times. And the guy who was advising me in a previous chat said you can just go with 400 and it works. 400 times experience level gold to any peaceful aligned priest tending the altar in a temple. Okay, did I even find that? Peaceful align. Oh, it doesn't mean co-aligned. They just have to have an alignment, right? So they could be a different alignment, but as long as they're peaceful and they don't want to kill you, it'll work. So I think I found that in the Gnomish Mines somewhere. Yeah, level 8 of the Gnomish Mines here. Unfortunately, what's 15 times 400? 6,000, right? That would be a great thing to do. It's just I have 3,000 stashed on this level kind of randomly. And I have 746 on my person, so I guess I could try to sell some of these crazy gems I have. And there's a store right here that would probably do it. I don't know why this didn't occur to me before. So you can kind of tell what they trade in by looking at what's there. But I think there are some stores that specialize in selling gems and precious jewelry or whatever. I think they sell rings too. But this looks like a general store. I don't recall if there's a difference, like would a precious gems place give me better prices. I'm not even going to worry about it too much. I don't think that's the case. I've never heard of that before. Anonymous said, have you ever tried one of the Nethack auto playing bots? Could be fun to watch it run and critique it. It could be. That's a good idea. I mean, I never thought it would be fun, but now that you mention it, that could be like a stream. We all just watch it and talk about it. That's pretty cool. And Ryan says, have you ever played Rogue from 1980? That's probably where the name came from. Yeah, it's absolutely where the name came from. Rogue existed in many forms. Like Epic's published it as a game you could buy. A commercial product, actually. Although it was very simple in the graphics. Although it depended on which platform, too. They made better graphics for it for Amiga, I believe. And I did play some of the original Rogue. But here's the funny thing. Back in the day, I'm talking like when we first got our first PC clone, as they used to call it, in our household, my brother started getting all these games from like, I don't know, college and FTP sites and BBSs. And we got Rogue and we played it. And this is like really late 80s, I think like 89-ish. And I managed to complete it. It was fun. But only later on, much later, did I realize that was not the real Rogue I was playing. I was playing some... I mean, there's a lot of college students involved in this early roguelike time, but it was called College Rogue, actually. It was kind of some people played Rogue, some college students played Rogue, and they wanted to make their own version of it, and they called it College Rogue. And it's similar-ish, but it's kind of funny because I was like, I was saying for years, I played Rogue, in the late 80s or the early 90s maybe, and I beat it. And, it took some persistence, but I beat it. And then only later on did I realize that was not the right Rogue. One of the things that clicked with me was I think it was on like, I don't know, Fark or something. It was a link that said, hey, you can play the old Rogue game in your browser. And I looked at it and it looked different. You were a happy face. The colors looked different. Then I started to play it and realized the play was a little different. Because I remembered in this game, College Rogue, I'm dropping viewers as I just babble, I guess. Maybe I should wrap it up. But in College Rogue, the monsters didn't move. So I thought that was just a fundamental thing in Rogue. The monsters didn't move. So it was kind of interesting. When I played what was the true Rogue, I saw they were moving. I'm like, this isn't just a reskin. And eventually I started digging into it, and I found I had played this other game called College Rogue. And another thing that was interesting was I saw that Rogue, it kind of made it click, was back in 2019 was the first time I went to the Long Island Retro Gaming Expo, which is every August here on Long Island, and they have like, what you'd expect, every kind of old school console, as well as some obscure old computers and some computers dedicated to just showing off a kind of historically significant game. And one of these old PCs was playing Rogue. It just had it sitting there, and I saw that, and that kind of made it click with me. Yeah, that's definitely not the game I had played because it had the happy face and the brown corridors and stuff. This was So anyway, yeah, I did play Rogue a little bit. I actually did a stream of Rogue maybe like 2 years ago or so. But the one I played back in the game day and beat was something else entirely, apparently. Kind of funny. But yeah, I have played Rogue, just not a huge amount. And Benonymous says, BBS games were pretty great if you're fishing for a way to have your ears play together. I think those are some hostable emulated ports of those games. Oh, ears equals viewers. Yeah, there's actually a great modern BBS called The Realm of Sirion, which I used to spend time on a couple of years ago. I should get in there again. The sysop of that place actually showed up to one of these streams like a month ago or so, actually. And this is a cool place. They have a lot of games. They have a Lord tournament. Legend of the Red Dragon is one of the classic BBS games. A lot of people don't say it's not the best one, but I'm quite fond of it. it's an active place. Look at all these players in this one game. Of course, these players who are like level 1 and dead are probably not playing much. But they actually have a prize, real prizes you could win if you win the Lord tournament. And I won 3 times. I pulled off the hat trick. And they gave me some physical prizes. Actually, this mouse pad I'm using right now, it has some stuff on it, so give me a sec. They like give you Red Dragon themed prizes. So this one is this mouse pad with a red dragon on it is from this BBS. Anyway, I was thinking for a while I might just log on to this BBS and play a bunch of their games for a while as one of my streams. Anyway, yeah, the sysop of this place is called. By the way, that's a term for like the guy who runs a BBS, a sysop, also known as system operator. And yeah, he showed up to this chat once before. His name is Booch. All right, I should get my head back into Nethack. Oh, this is a lot of fun to talk about for sure. But let's see. Right, I need some next steps here. I mean, there's always just the kind of let's just go down the dungeon. I do want to get protection. And the fact that I haven't accumulated much protection is what's sort of keeping me from drinking this potion of gain level, you know, or perhaps blessing it first, which would give me extra experience points on top of leveling up. So I think I'm gonna try to do that. Actually, yeah, where my mind was going before is maybe I could sell stuff at this store right here. So maybe I should just try that. I don't think I have much in the way of hugely valuable gems. A lot of them are identified. They'll give you beans for unidentified flying object. No, unidentified gems. They'll just kind of try to rob you. I thought I had, maybe it's in my bag. I thought I had some diamonds and stuff too. I have a topaz there. Did I not have diamonds? Maybe I stashed them somewhere. Here's 3 diamonds. Let's see. Let's just see what they want to offer. It's the bottom line, right? Okay. Here is a co-aligned unicorn. I think I spent some time throwing some gems to unicorns. That gives you some luck. By the way, there's a trick you can use to go fast. There's multiple ways you can do it. Usually shift and then in one of the directions is configured to do that, but I apparently don't have that configured. But you can hit the 5 in the center of your number pad and then direction to do something similar. Anyway, here's a dwarf of some sort, a peaceful dwarf lord. Hello, dwarf lord. I like when my pets will shamelessly kill them. Oh. Okay, so a leprechaun is in here zapping me with a sleep ray. I don't feel sleepy though because I have sleep resistance. And I got some money. Oh, look at that. Oh, the leprechaun was picking up stuff, and now I can pick up these things. Some money, scroll of teleport, and a wand of sleep. I'm not going to pick up the worthless glass. Fortunately, he just wasted a couple charges at me, and there is a raven to my right and a flaming sphere. I don't like that because it can make my stuff burn up or potions explode. Which reminds me, I might want to put some of these potions in a bag, which will make them somewhat. This is, again, one of those things that I feel like I need to look up. I think they'll be less susceptible to be burning, to be like destroyed if I put them in the bag. But I don't think I ever confirmed that. I feel like maybe, we're doing the Nethack and chill. And again, one of the themes is we look up every doubt we have. So let's see if we can figure this out. I think we want to look up fire. That might be the way to start. Unfortunately, it does get tricky sometimes to find certain subjects in the wiki. There we go. Fire protection. Items in containers are safe from fire damage. There you go. That proves it right there. That's all we needed. So when I put these potions in the container, which is this bag, they cannot explode, which would suck because you lose them, obviously, and also it does some damage. All right. Oh, where the heck are all my what is my ammunition? You know what? I might have dropped a whole bunch of stuff on the altar to check their, as they call it, beatitude, blessed, cursed, uncursed status, and I might have left some things there accidentally because I definitely had some arrows or ya. I had some ya, which are the Japanese version. As a samurai, I have some Japanese stuff. I had some ya, and I think I had some Elvish arrows too. So, what am I gonna do with this flaming guy, though? That didn't sound good. I could just throw the katana named Snickersnee. I probably don't need to drag this around, by the way. I hate to drop it, but I should. Because I essentially looked at the math, and Snickersnee, as much as it's kind of in theme with the samurai to use a magical katana, it's kind of worse than Grayswandir. One of the biggest discrepancies between the two, when I was looking it up in the wiki, was that, without getting into the technicalities, essentially, the enchantment that I've made on Grayswandir, which is +7, doubles. Just kind of by the way the math works, it doubles. And if I enchant Snickersnee, the enchantment will not double. And that's as far as like how much damage I do. So I'm essentially getting a +14 damage due to this +7, as well as the awesomeness inherent in Grayswandir, which one part of that is the fact that if I attack a demon with it, just because it's silver, I do an extra d20 of damage. I roll a 20 sided die, and that's the extra demon damage. Anyway, yeah, I should just get rid of Snickersnee as much as I hate it. So let's throw it at this creature. Here you go. I hit the flaming sphere. I didn't kill it, but chucked my artifact katana like it's garbage. I don't know what else to do right now. Is it worth wasting a wand? Yeah, the thing is, if I just charge it, there's a chance some of these weapons will become burnt. I don't think any of the metal stuff can burn. I think it would just be the elven cloak, perhaps. You know what? This thing, I should check this. It used to be cursed, so I was assuming it was probably levitation or fumbling boots. But now that it's uncursed, because I used a scroll of remove curse at some point, I can check what it truly is. But that doesn't really help me with my immediate situation with this. I guess I'll just zap it with magic missile or something. Those things are a dime a dozen pretty much. Zap, capital K, down, and it doesn't kill it. Let's try again. There we go. You kill the flaming sphere. Okay, so let's get. I don't want to get my Snickersnee. I feel like it's worth annotating that Snickersnee is here, just because it's special, even if I don't really have a use for it. But yeah, let me get back to. I think I have my ammo. Accidentally dropped on the floor. So there's something I can't see. What is it? Oh, you're caught in a blast of kaleidoscopic light. You seem unaffected. Yeah, that's a. It's called a shoot. What's it called? Something like a colorful light. It's not that, but that makes you hallucinate, which is such a pain. Hallucination makes all the objects and the monsters that you see scramble up to your eyes. Just a random mess of things. And it's easy to accidentally attack peaceful or friendly monsters or characters. Like you could accidentally attack the shopkeeper because you think it's a, blob or something. So it really sucks. You have to be really careful when you're hallucinating. But that's one of the benefits of Grayswandir is hallucination resistance. And I bet that comes from the lore that it's based on in the Chronicles of Amber. But again, I don't really know those stories. I haven't read them. It seems kind of like an arbitrary thing, right? Why would you make a weapon protect you from hallucination unless there was something in the lore that it's from? Okay, yeah, I left a lot of stuff here. Okay. And the question is going to be what's actually worth bringing with me. Is there any use for a scroll of amnesia except turning it into paper? I feel like I have a lot of paper already anyway. Well, let's see what I can pick up. Jeez. Okay, knapsack issues. That just means I have all my slots, like A to Z, capital and lowercase, filled up, as opposed to carrying too much in terms of weight. So I can solve that by putting things into the bag. And Ryan says, why would someone curse an object and leave it in the dungeon? You can't try to apply that sort of logic. Like, why is this thing here to Nethack? It's just not going to work in Nethack. It's not that sort of a game. Like, why is the Oracle sitting in this cavernous dungeon full of random monsters? None of it makes sense. All right, let's put some stuff in here. Scroll of, I don't know. I always like to have a scroll of teleport or two on hand because those are an escape button. They're one of the best things you can use as a sort of an escape button. Scare monster can work too. Let's put in this potion of acid. Don't need that. I don't need every single one of these freaking rings. I'll just put those all in there too. One of my commenters wrote a comment a couple days ago. He said, He can only play Nethack 3.7 these days. I'm on 3.6 still, simply because when I used my package manager to install this game, it gave me 3.6, and I said, fine, let's go with that. But 3.7, it improves a lot of things. He was actually mentioning it improves the interface, like it's easier to, there's more like single keystroke actions you can take. And I wasn't aware of that, actually. But to me, I want 3.7 because I hate amnesia, and mind flayers will cause amnesia in this game, in this version. And then in 3.7, they don't cause amnesia, as well as amnesia being sort of nerfed. Now, amnesia, what it does in this version is you can forget skills, you can forget spells, you can forget identifications, which is killer, and you can forget levels. Like your mapping of the levels will be wiped out. Not like everything. It's not like nuking everything from orbit, but it does that for some of them. But anyway, he likes these kind of single key press things that he talked about. But I was going somewhere with that. Oh yeah, there's one of my concerns is I don't have a bag of holding, but if it was, you have to be careful of what you put into it. This is a regular bag. It's a piece of cloth, basically, or a piece of whatever, leather. But with a bag of holding, it's magical. So if you accidentally put a wand of cancellation, somebody throwing a dwarvish spear at me. If you accidentally put a wand of cancellation in the bag of holding, it'll explode, and you lose every object in it, and you take damage. So it's horrific. But in the in 3.7, they nerfed that a little bit. What is this? Your vision seems to flatten for a moment, but is normal now. Off we go to the Google Nets. But let me complete my thought about 3.7. Yeah, they made it so that you don't lose everything in an explosion. Oh, that is just, look, if my Google tells me, if you're wielding Grayswandir and when the hallucination wears off, you receive the message, your vision seems to flatten for a moment, but is normal. So it's kind of keeping track of the state of hallucination. It's just Grace, including the timing on that. But Grayswandir is canceling it, essentially. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, the way the exploding aluminum wand, let me grab that. The way the exploding wand works in 3.7 is your weapon, all the items in it scatter randomly, and each one has a 1 in 13 chance, very obscure chance of breaking, but all fragile objects still break. So that's the rules of it. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna sell some gems here. Let's try it. I will not attack the dwarf lord. I do kind of like that they nerfed that one thing. That was really annoying. Although, you know, if you're careful, it doesn't really happen anywhere close to often. You just don't put unknown wands into the bag of holding. And Ryan says it's still weird you can eat sentient creatures with languages and a culture. Yeah, and still be considered lawful and good and everything. That is quite weird, yes. Probably one of the weirdest things, like thematically, you know, setting-wise about Nethack is how you eat these things. You eat humanoid-like creatures and everything, you know. You just got into this, you know, really bloody fight with an orc, and you've gashed its chest open and stuff, and they're just like, all right, I gotta eat. All right, whatever. All right, let's see what it can do about selling gems. And again, the identified ones are the ones you want to sell. I don't think it's going to count as identified if I just named it personally like this. I called this one Aquamarine or Sapphire because I had narrowed it down to one of those two, I guess. Unfortunately, most of these are called. Well, it's time. You know, I was about to say, I'm not sure if you call it correctly, does it count as identified? But maybe it's time to go to the wiki, and in accordance with Nethack and Chill, we look things up. They'll always buy unidentified gems as if they're worthless glass. Sure. But what about... that might mean that none of these called gems will give me any money, really. I don't know if I've properly identified any of them, to be honest. To be formally identified means that a gem can be sold at a shop using its base price instead of just a few Zorkmids. By the way, Zorkmids is a unit of currency in this game. They don't just say like gold. It's Zorkmid, and it's like 1-to-1 though. 300 gold equals 300 Zorkmids. Just a little quirk of the game. And that comes from the game Zork, if it wasn't clear. What are we doing? Much like other forms of identification, gens can be formally identified by scrolls or spells of identification. Sure. Sitting on thrones and hoping for a blessed identification. Okay. Using a touchstone, which must be blessed to perform formal identification for everyone except gnomes and archaeologists. Okay, so I do have a touchstone, I think, so I think I can make that happen. I don't know if it's blessed, but I have all these potions of holy water. It's probably worth spending one. All right, let's find this lodestone. I mean, not lodestone is terrible. I mean the touchstone, like touchstone pictures. Ryan says, I assume to be a gnome lord, they had a language and government. Yeah, sure, they must have. And he also says, I was going to ask, I assumed it had to be from Zork. Oh, yeah, regarding Zorkmids. Sure, yeah. So let's see. I'm looking for a touchstone. I have a luckstone. I thought I had one. It might be in the bag. Do I really not have one? I thought I had one. Shoot. Is it actually a tool and not a stone? I don't think that's true. Damn. Did I not find a touchstone? Maybe I'm thinking of the luckstones I found. That sucks. Luckstone named not touch or load. Amethyst, probably glass. But clicking, you gotta make sure I don't. If I select things like this, sometimes it makes me like type that what I select, and that's not good. Don't want any surprises. Yeah, it looks like I simply don't have it. That sucks a lot. All right, I mean, just for the heck of it, let's try dropping one and see what happens. 18 for the amethyst. For 7 of them. Oh, jeez. No. How did I not get a touchstone? I could have sworn I got one. I'm going to take a look over here. Worthless glass. Well, so much for my plan to get rich selling gems. And this is a great way to do it. And a great thing to spend money on is that protection stuff that you get at the temple. But I'm trying to think, could I have dropped one somewhere? I feel like I would have mentioned it on the map if I had, but oh well, I guess I just don't have one. Level 3 has a jeweler's. That's probably where. I'm trying to think, could the jewelers possibly have a touchstone? Let's go and check. So it's on the level below here. Elven bow, several objects here. If you're standing on a space, by the way, you can hit colon to see everything that's there, and it makes this little dialogue-like thing pop up. Gunyoki, oh. Not accommodate anymore. That's funny. I have 8 Gunyoki anyway. All right, that's fine. I always kind of wondered what's, I'm always erring. I'm far too cautious with stockpiling stuff in this game, but I wonder if the better players have like a good rule of thumb for how many food rations you should have on hand if you're doing well enough, right? In other words, when food is not really an immediate concern, you got some good stuff going. I wonder if the number is like 8 is probably like too high. I wonder if I should just go with like 5. Actually, I think there's another kind of food that's the most efficient, like nutrition to weight ratio. I think it's the K ration. I haven't found those yet, I don't believe. Yeah, so they don't. Oh, yeah, actually, I remember I raided this place, and some of these I narrowed down as cursed, but they don't have a touchstone. Damn, this sucks. Well, they might actually identify stuff. That might be in Slash 'em. I used to play a fork, and it's kind of like a mod of Nethack called. There's a lot of them, but I used to play one called Slash 'em quite a lot, and I think they had this thing where you could just talk to a shopkeeper and get stuff identified. I don't think Vanilla Nethack has that, unfortunately. All right, so touchstone. Yeah, let's make that happen sometime. I don't know how, but for now, I guess I'm just going to keep delving into the dungeon. Let's keep going deeper. Fight stuff. in a way, it's kind of liberating when it's like, well, nothing to do but just go and fight shit. The dust vortex engulfs you. Who's this? Invisible green elf. I see you now. You're attacking me? Okay, you're dead. You got a bunch of crap. Ashito. Scroll of create monster. Sure, I'll grab that. I think it's probably a good practice if I keep a slot open in case I need to pick up something at, at a moment's notice. So let me try to be better about that. I'll always keep a slot open. But which one? I actually like to have, you can see this food stuff I have, right? There's a method to this madness a little bit. Tripe rations are in case like a dog or a cat is on top of me and starts biting me. And I just want to get it out of my face. I can tame it by throwing a tripe ration. At the kind of power level I'm at right now, it's probably not that much of a concern, but a grown cat or dog can easily kill an adventurer. And just being able to throw a tripe at it to make it no longer a combatant, actually it helps me in the fight too, is good to have. A lizard corpse is for any time you're starting to turn to stone due to a cockatrice, making that slow down process happen. It'll say you start to feel yourself slowing down. You're going to turn to stone in a matter of like 3 or 4 turns. If you eat a lizard corpse, don't ask me why, it cancels that entirely. So if you have one on your person, it's a good thing to have. The gunyoki, well, I just like to have the food rations ready to go. So that's a little bit of my explanation of why I keep those on hand and not in my bag. Some of these other things here, I don't really have any explanation for. I do like to have teleportation on hand, but I kind of have more than enough right now. So let's put some scrolls in there. My bag is Y. Let's put in this scroll of teleport. I don't even know I have this amnesia. Sure, that's good. Scroll of create monster. Let's put that in too. All right. Those are gunyoki. All right, I say we just go down. Yeah, but let's keep our eyes open for a touchstone. I could have sworn I found one, but Arturo says because lizards. Hi, by the way, Arturo. Because lizards are delicious. I guess that settles it. Here's a tripe ration. Are those delicious too, Arturo? Arturo likes meat a lot, so I think the tripe rations are all meat. The cats and dogs in this game are all total carnivores. They won't eat like apples and stuff, I don't think. But it's interesting, if you throw a fruit at an angry, aggressive cat or dog, it won't tame them. You won't win them over, but it'll make them stop attacking you. Because I guess they realize, oh, I guess he's kind of friendly. He offered his well, that's my wakizashi I left. That's one of my starting items I decided I don't really need. Here's a gargoyle. I've always found kind of gargoyles are sort of tough if you're low level, and it tends to be something you find fairly early on when you're not ready for them. I don't know why. I used to lose characters to gargoyles. Or was it winged gargoyles? I don't know, one of those. Anyway, I guess I'm just gonna take a look at stuff that's around as I'm traveling down. A poor kitten corpse is over here. This is a pile. It only really tells you the top thing at the pile. But because it's highlighted blue, that means it's a pile. Should I check out the pile? It's probably all garbage. Oop, killed an acid blob by accident. By the way, the November Nethack tournament was a thing that just happened. I did not play in that. But that's when you can sign up to play. You can form a guild or join an existing guild. And you just try to, like, you can get achievements by trying fancy things like, I don't know, certain conducts, like, go vegan or whatnot. Or, like, they have their own achievements as well as the Nethack internal conducts. There's like 2 different things. And you can go for the high score chart and stuff like that. And the winning guild gets, special recognition, I guess. Here's that tank. I remember I've been trying to kill him. I was trying to get my pet to kill him. And these are my pools that I was using for dilution purposes. All right. Yeah, look at that. I even labeled it. Pools for dilution. Annotated it. So, I need 15 times what? 15 times 400 gold. Jeez. For one level of protection. I don't have enough. 300 here and 1100 here. Okay. So yeah, touchstone is something I definitely want. But I also really want to get let's review what else I really need. One thing to look at is probably the Ascension kit. Have I showed you guys the Ascension kit before? Ascension kit is kind of an informal thing that it's like the stuff you need to win the game. And I have a lot of stuff I need still, actually. Yeah, I especially want this. I have the I should put this on it. I have a Amulet of Reflection, but there's magic resistance which I need. There are multiple paths to getting both those things, but you absolutely need magic resistance and reflection. So I have one, but not the other. Body armor. At some point, I want the dragon scale mail. I usually wish for it, but I can actually kill an adult dragon and get it too. Just you have to find the right ones, because the best ones are silver or gray. Silver provides reflection, but if I'm going down the path of my Amulet of Reflection is providing reflection, then I want the gray scale mail, which provides the other crucial thing I just mentioned, which is magic resistance. If you get something like yellow dragon scale mail, it's not bad, but acid resistance isn't really that crucial. Speed boots. Oh, you know what? I was gonna check out those boots that I have that are they used to be cursed, that are probably bad. So let me check those out in a moment. But yeah, you want speed boots or jumping boots? Yeah, I have speed boots, so I actually have potentially one thing in the checklist here, as well as this one here, Gauntlets of Power for non-spellcasters. They provide 25 strength, plus 6 to damage, and 1 point of base armor class. I got that one going. That's good. The other alternative is Gauntlets of Dexterity or leather gloves for spellcasters. Helm. I don't really have any special helmets. It's kind of less of a crucial thing. Helm of Opposite Alignment is cool for almost like a cheat. It's not a cheat, but it's like a trick you can play. And I've talked about this before, but on the final level, the astral plane, the very, very final level, it looks something like, I'm going to draw it badly now. It looks like there's these 3 main rooms, right? And the whole level is crawling with enemies, really powerful stuff. And there's like a whole, I don't remember the exact layout, but it's kind of like a complicated corridor, or like a long corridor in between them, right? Something like this. That's horribly drawn. I forget where you start, but the idea is you got to fight your way through hordes and hordes of monsters, and then you try one of these. There's one. Each one of these rooms has an altar, one for each alignment, and you don't know which is which. It could be one. The left one is chaos, the middle one is lawful, and the right one is neutral. And you have to get the good ending, you have to offer the Amulet of Yendor on the co-aligned altar. So I'm lawful. I would have to find the one. But it's only a 1 in 3 chance if you get it right the first try. But if you have the Helm of Opposite Alignment, you can just switch alignments on the fly. So if I, don't find lawful, but I happen to run into chaos over here, I can go, okay, helmet goes on. I am now chaotic. I win. But if you find neutral, you're kind of out of luck, because neutral has no opposite, essentially. That's kind of a fun trick you can do. But otherwise, yeah, for me, the helmets are just going to be gravy. Telepathy, I have intrinsic because of eating floating eyes, so the Helm of Telepathy doesn't help very much. Helm of Brilliance increases intelligence and wisdom. I don't really need those as a samurai warrior type. And Elven Leather Helm, they're just saying that for spellcasters because it does not hinder spellcasting. So essentially, I just need anything that protects my head. Shields, I'm not going to use because I'm dual wielding. A t-shirt or Hawaiian shirt, it sounds silly, but it's good because it's another thing you can enchant to the mechs. And therefore, you might have it like +4 or 5, adding or subtracting that much armor class for you. Ring of Conflict is amazing. I have one of those. When you're on that astral plane that I was just talking about, it'll make them all fight each other as well as you, and that's huge. Ring of Levitation, I think I have one of those. Free action, you want that for sure, especially when you're fighting the I forget if it's the horseman at the end of the game, or like Demogorgon who you might encounter. But some things can paralyze you, and Ring of Free Action prevents that, and it can be a lifesaver, like literally. Ring of Teleport Control, that's fun too. Do I have that? I feel like I might. Amulet of Life Saving, I had one, I used it. I was in a pickle with that, was there an ogre? It was an ogre king with a wand of death, and that gave me a hard time. And I was talking about that I think it was 2 streams ago. I was like, that was a fun, intense moment. And I managed to survive it, but only after burning through my amulet of life saving. And I do have the amulet of reflection, so that's cool. But again, if I do wind up with the dragon scale that is dragon scale armor that's silver, then I won't need that reflection amulet. And if I find another amulet of life saving, I could wear that instead of the reflection. Amulet of magical breathing. Yeah, that could be helpful on the plane of water level near the end of the game. Blessed unicorn horn, I've got that. It's kind of a must. It just cures everything bad that can happen. It's awesome. They nerfed this in 3.7 so that it cannot cure lost attributes. Like if you get poisoned and your strength goes down by 1, it won't cure that. It's still kind of OP. It doesn't have charges. It just any bad thing happens to you. You get sick. You get not paralyzed because you can't take an actual paralyzed, but any bad stats, it just undoes it. You roll a random number of undone bad statuses basically. With blessed, that number is even higher. So it's an absolute must. It's almost cheating. It feels like sometimes. Towel or blindfold. Yep. You can blindfold yourself. When you have intrinsic telepathy, as I do, because I've eaten a floating eye, you can just see everything on the level. Every creature that has a brain, you can see. Tooled horn, bugle, or leather drum. Right, I used that drum of earthquake a few times. Candle you need for the end game. I forgot about that. Expensive camera. That can be nice to have, but I don't think you tend to find them unless you're a tourist. You start with one of the tourists. Crystal ball, but mostly only if illiterate. This is one thing I'm not too well versed in. Apply it while engulfed to find. That's bizarre combination. Engulfed means some blob or something has a kind of engulfed you and you have to break your way out. That happened to me a moment ago with a dust vortex, I think. This can give you the location of the portals on the elemental planes. Others normally use gold detection. Okay. Sack, oilsin, sack, bag of gold. Definitely want that. Definitely want a bag of holding. Absolutely want that. Magic markers, I got one. A light source. I don't think I actually have one right now, or I have something. I think I have a lamp, but it's not charged. Wands of teleportation are must have. Okay, I don't need to go through every little thing. But yeah, I got some of the things I need. Here's one thing, the weapon. They're saying you need to have a great weapon. Grayswandir enchanted to +6 or +7 is usually considered the best. I've got that. And I'm 2-weaponing that. Look, 2-weapon with a blessed silver saber makes it even better. That's what I'm doing. So I'm pretty much all set weapon-wise. Although my missile weapons could be a little better. I could enchant the bow and the arrows. All right. Yeah, I'm going to... Oh, this is one thing I was talking about before. Yeah, the K rations, the C rations. They're very efficient nutritionally for the weight, and also they're consumed in only 1 turn. That's important. Making them very useful when facing famine. Yeah, the one time I won this game, the horsemen of the apocalypse didn't give me too much trouble. I managed to evade them mostly. But I've heard people that sometimes have trouble with famine, because famine just keeps hitting you, and every time makes you like close to starving, or I guess it reduces your fullness number by a significant amount. So you have to keep popping food in your mouth when dealing with famine. And so this one, these K rations and C rations, you can eat them in 1 turn, and they're very efficient for facing famine apparently. All right, I'm gonna move on now because this is getting ridiculous. Nethack can chill, but we don't have to read the entire wiki. All right, let's catch up on the chat. No new messages. Okay, that's okay though. Arturo still thinks lizards are delicious. He makes tacos out of them. I'm going to put on my amulet called Reflection just because I'm going to feel like a moron if I get burned by that later. Like I didn't bother to put on my amulet of Reflection. So yeah, I guess I'm going to just keep proceeding downwards. I'm on level 7. Let's go to level 8. Where the heck is... am I standing on it? Yeah, I'm standing on the stairs. Excuse me, the 3,000 gold here. Maybe I want to stash my gold here. The gold I have on hand. Let's make a bigger stash. The quantum mechanic turns into an Etten. Why? Do they randomly change shape? I don't remember that. Maybe they do. You hit... oh, it's a chameleon. That's why. Okay, let's kill that. All right, I'm going to drop more money here. And now we can say the stash is 49.30 gold. Okay. Can always run back up here if I need it. Where was the temple where there's a dude? Okay, the Gnomish Mines, which the stairs for that were at 5. Okay. Maybe I don't want to run back up, but maybe a more ideal place would be like kind of on the way to the Gnomish Mines. On level 4 actually are the stairs. Or in the mines. Whatever, it's fine. I can just it's not too hard to traverse the levels. Yeah, I would really like a touchstone, as well as some of those goodies on the Ascension list checklist. Ascension kit checklist. There's some. These fountains are pooled. Fountains, huh? I mean, I could just drink from the fountains. And hope I get a genie. You can get genie from fountains, right? Oh no, it's a water demon you can get. Well, let me look this up. Sometimes I mix up in my head the fountains and the sinks. I mean, I do like to have the fountains for dilution purposes, but I kind of have that covered mostly. There's still those pools up there that I can use. Yeah, a water demon can get you an early wish. And the water moccasins that come out of it, they kill all the newbie players, as they're saying here. So one of the outcomes of drinking from a fountain can be that a whole bunch of water moccasins, meaning poisonous snakes, come out of it, and they kill every new player who can't like escape from them. I'm definitely able to handle those at this point. Some players prefer to go hunting for magic fountains for their blessed gainability effect. This is typically an early mid-game strategy performed after the player is confident they have 4+ luck. I'm pretty sure I do. It can deal with any of the negative fountain effects they might encounter from a normal fountain. Oh yeah, that's right. One of the outcomes of the fountain can be things get cursed. I hate that. Say it's a good idea to protect your inventory from curses with a sack. I don't know if I want to deal with that potential outcome though. Like, I don't know. You can also just drop all your stuff. That could be an easy way to handle that. Dipping for Excalibur. You can dip a longsword into it, transform it into Excalibur. I have no use for that personally. Making holy water, as we already know about. Removing curses. So you can also remove curses sometimes by dipping. You dip items into it. Okay. But yeah, you obtain curses as well. I mean, is it worth it for the... What is the odds of getting the water demon? Oh, here we go. Probability of getting a wish. Oh, the probability gets worse as you go down deeper into the dungeon. So what am I at, like level 8 or something? 9? I'm on. If you look at the lower left corner, dungeon level 9. All right. So it's not per drinking. It's not per quaffing. It's if you do it repeatedly. I don't remember if I already used this fountain at all. You have that % chance basically of getting the water demon, and he will grant you a wish. Sometimes the water demon just tries to kill you. The 1/30 chance of getting a water demon. It's not very reliable. I could just try it, but I think I do have to protect myself from the cursing outcome, because that would be horrible. Now we have to look at how does that work? Cursed. This water is no good. It's a 1/30 chance, pretty much just as equal as the water demon appearing. And then each item in your inventory has a 1/5 chance of being cursed outright. You lose some nutrition and your constitution is abused. I don't really care about those two things. Yeah, I think I just want to like drop everything. I don't even want to have my weapons on me if I'm trying that. In the off chance that I find the water moccasins, I could just pick up the weapon and then plow through them probably. I hope. All right, maybe I'll try it. Just I don't know. Not expecting much. And I have a few. I have multiple. I have like 4 fountains here. That's not bad, I guess. What's the best way to do this? Actually, I have this kind of a little bit of a doubt. If I'm dropping all of this armor and the weapons, I can pick up a weapon to kill the potential water moccasins. But am I actually in trouble at that point though? Because I have nothing. I have no armor. I guess there's some things like wands don't really get worse when they're cursed, so I could just hold on to the wands as ways of killing things. I'm gonna try it for the heck of it. It's not that hard to drop everything. Having another fear though. Isn't there one outcome where it'll make pools appear? Or is that the sink? So I'm wondering if my dropped items could get swallowed up by the pool. Here we go, this one. Water gushes forth from the overflowing fountain. Pool created. A number of pools may be created in your vicinity just as if you had dug into the fountain. Items lying near you may end up at the bottom of the pool. Oh, jeez. It's hard to do these things reliably. Usually when I start the game, if I feel like drinking from the fountain, I'm just like, yeah, sure, who cares? You know, if I die, I die. But then I would have to get into... I could drop the items outside the room. However, then it's not easy to pick up, like I was saying, in case the water moccasins are unleashed or whatever. I'd have to run over to the room, and I might be surrounded by them. I feel like I might be able to just barehand them anyway, but... Now, if my stuff does wind up at the bottom of the pool, you can retrieve it by evaporating it with like a source of fire, which I don't know if I have. You can freeze it solid, and then what? You just freeze it and then you get it? You can fill it in with a boulder. All right, I'm gonna try for the heck of it, but I don't like this. I'm going to try dropping my stuff outside the room a little ways. If I die from this, I'm going to feel like the biggest moron. I'm going to put them like here. I think that's far enough away. God, this is dumb, isn't it? Again, dropping everything but the wands. Again, it doesn't really matter much. They still have the same effect. I don't even know if it affects them at all. Can I drop something? You have to take off all these armors, if you will. God, this sucks. This sucks. It's funny how I'm like accounting for these like really unlikely outcomes. I guess I should take off the amulet too. Drop the amulet and armor, all of them. All right, there we go. I'm trying something stupid. My AC is 10. I don't even have any natural boosted armor class. I thought my dexterity would boost that a little bit. I guess it doesn't. All right, here we go. Stupidity time. If I die, you can call me the biggest moron you've ever met. Here we go. Cold draft refreshes you. Tepid water is tasteless. You attract the water nymph. The fountain dries up. Okay, now I gotta deal with the water nymph. Let's just punch her. Cool, I killed her pretty... Oh, I didn't kill her. She stole an uncursed aluminum wand. All right, now I gotta track her down. They're greedy. They're gonna pick up things, so I better pick this shit up right away. Oh, no. Okay. I forgot about that risk, so that sucked. So... I don't know if I can see it in the history here, but I picked up one of my scrolls and it turns to dust. Sometimes that happens with scrolls. Yeah, screw this. I don't want to do... I think that was a... What do I have on hand here? I had... bunch of teleports. I had something else too. It wasn't something great, I don't think. Maybe it was Scare Monster. I think it was Scare Monster. Alright, let me just kill this. I'll track down and kill this nymph. Wield Grayswandir. Wield the katana 2. 2 weapon. Put on the helm. Put on the Gauntlets of Power. Put on the mithril coat, put on the boots of speed, put on the elven cloak. You know what I kept saying I was going to do is try these boots of probably levitation or fumbling. Let me track down the water nymph and then do that after I kill her and get my wand back. Oh, look at this. I put on my blindfold to take advantage of my telepathy. See all the monsters on the level that have brains. And look at all these orcs hanging around. There's a whole horde of them. I was basically naked, and I was gonna have to fight an army of orcs naked. Probably could totally do that, but I'd rather not. All right, so let's kill things. Yay! Hello, orc. You're dead. It's either orc high too. They're the tough orcs. They say meat's on the menu, boys, or something like that. Hey, look! I found cursed nunchaku and a potion of extra healing. I'm gonna leave on my blindfold. You know what? Okay, Ryan is out. Thanks for the stream, he said. All right, good night to you too, Ryan. See you next stream. Perhaps Saturday. You know, I still want to get an extra in television time because I had so much fun last time doing that. So I don't want to promise anything, but maybe I'll get in another stream either tomorrow or Thursday. Depending on availability. I'm going to chow down this Urukai. I have to stop because another Urukai is attacking me. Come on, stop attacking me. I'm eating your brethren. Can't I eat your brethren in peace? Carving through them like they're nothing. They have money, which is nice sometimes. Scroll. I'm blindfolded, so I don't know what scroll it is yet. Gotta love the attention to detail in this game, right? Because I'm blindfolded, I can't see, like, you know, what kind of shield it is. Can't see what the scrolls are. Where's that damn nymph? Does anybody see the nymph? Oh, it's in the it's hiding in the upper left corner right now. They just teleport around. They bop around. Okay, let's finish killing these orcs. Looks like orcs back on the menu, boys. Urukai is back on the menu. All right, let's track down that nymph. It'll probably teleport away by the time I get to the upper right corner there. Hello, nymph. Hello. You hear nearby zap, your arm tingles. Oh, it's zapping me with that wand. What is your arm tingles, though? That'll help me identify it. The wand of lightning. Oh, okay, let's Okay, I'm assuming okay, that specific message means it missed. I think my reflection, which I gotta put on right now, it's not on, will cancel that out entirely. I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, let's put that thing on right now. And now I prefer to actually have the charges for it when I take it back. So I don't know how I can play this with finesse. I'm gonna charge her, that's all. I'm just gonna charge her. Forget finesse. There we go. Okay, so now I know that is lightning and I can name it accordingly. So let's call the type of object inventory, capital S, lightning. Now, didn't I get zapped with a wand of lightning before? That's what fried one of my coveted items. I don't remember what it was. Yeah. I can't remember the specifics. I think I had, oh yeah, I had that wand of death that I got from the ogre. The ogre who almost killed me. He had a wand of death, was zapping me with it. And after beating it, I got the wand of death because, you know, I took his item. But then somebody else zapped me with a wand of lightning and I lost the wand of death because sometimes wands of lightning can do that. They fry other wands. An oven spear misses you. It is hit. Okay. Hey, Dan the Man is in the house. He says, wand of funny bone bash arm tingle. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Put on the blindfold again. Look at look at this. A bunch of invisible elves. Or I don't know if they're invisible, but out of sight right now. All right, you want to fight me? Fine. You're dead. Can't you see the piles of Urukai corpses that I personally created? There's a scroll here, huh? It misses, it misses, it misses. All right. I'm going to take this off. Come to butthead. You're dead. I'm just going to charge. I'm not scared of these losers. Potion of oil. I'll take that. Oh. Carrying capacity issues once again. I like elven arrows. I'll take those. The ones I have are blessed, so it's going to put them in a separate slot and therefore be a pain. Oh, look, I got a scroll of identify. That's nice. Yeah, I always value those. And gems are usually not my first choice of what I need to identify, but I do have sort of a need for that. I'm just thinking, is it still worth doing anyway? Is it worth it or not, essentially? I feel like there's probably better uses of it, even though that would be helpful. Right, let's put some crap in the bag as usual. Try to figure out what I want to put in. I don't need a... I don't know. I'm scared to put any wands in a bag, even if it's not a bag folder. I'm just paranoid. Let's get these arrows. Not poison orchid shells. Let's get the elven arrows. Potion of oil I want. Okay. So let's see by putting on the blindfold if anybody else is on the level. No. We can try once again with a potion. I mean with a fountain. Again, I hate doing this, but you know, maybe I don't even care about some of these things turning. If I guess if I was playing like very carefully, I could. It would take a lot of time, but I could evaluate each thing. Do I care if it's cursed? Amulet called Reflection. It wouldn't be great if it's cursed, but it wouldn't be the worst thing. All that would mean is I can't take it off. But I'm actually still thinking about that identification scroll. I would love to know if it's blessed, cursed, uncursed. And I can do so. I can get that knowledge by going to an altar and dropping it there. But where's the nearest altar? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going down. I don't want to keep bouncing around, going back up. I'll find another altar eventually. Let's put it that way. I would like to actually explore some new things this stream. All right, I'm getting hungry actually, so I will eat a gnocchi, and I'm gonna once again drop my stuff and try this fountain monster. I really hate that I do this, but I guess I'm living on the edge or some crap. Oh, I kind of learned about those scrolls. I should be more careful. I'm going to pick them up and put them in my bag. Because again, the scrolls can just crumble to dust when you pick them up sometimes. So let's not mess around with that. And I do want to pick up the wands because they don't really matter if they get cursed. I will take off the Amulet of Reflection, and I will take off all the armor. All right, let's do it. It's contaminated. Perhaps it is run off from the nearby yuzu farm. Fountains rise. What does that damage my inherent strength? I think that's what it does. But I think I can just gain that back with a unicorn horn. I think I saw this number go down a little bit. Let's go back to get the stuff, including the unicorn horn. Apply. Hold on. Let's take off just to see my intrinsic strength, because I think it's my strength. All right, so I have 1814. Now, 1814 strength is what I'm talking about down here. I'm going to apply the blessed unicorn horn. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Oh, so what did the contamination do? Or is it just not working right now? Water is contaminated. Nethack wiki fountains I had up. Apparently I closed that tab. You lose D10 hit points and D4 plus 2 strength. And your constitution is abused. Jeez. Oh, here we go. Okay, so there's two kind of outcomes to that, right? Because I am poison resistant, I just get this message of perhaps it's run off from the nearby fruit farm. Yuzu, in my case, that's my favorite fruit. But I just lose D4 hit points instead of losing strength because I'm poison resistant. All right, so it's fine. Okay. So, what do I want to do then? I keep saying I'm going to try these boots. Let's do it right now. Where, lowercase o, you start to float in the air. Okay, that's good to know. It's boots of levitation. Those can be handy. I think I have a ring of levitation, so it's kind of moot in a sense. Maybe I'll just drop it if I have a ring. Wait, no, I'm not gonna, because it can be good to have 2 rings that give you different effects. And the boots. Alright, so let's name it, instead of naming it cursed, well, we can wipe out that name. We know it's levitation boost now, even though it's -1. Name particular object in inventory. Space to wipe out the name. And cool. Now we have uncursed, -1 pair of levitation boots. We know what it is. That's good. And we put on our junk again. Maybe I'll just leave it at that. I don't need to put on everything. All right, we got 2 more fountains. Okay. Let's just review if there's any monsters on the board. Although there's nobody, looks like. Nobody with brains anyway. Brains. Your money can't get cursed. I could just leave that on my person. Yeah. Take off. It is true that in Nethack, there can be a lot of these situations where they're not really action packed. You're like trying to game the system, sort of like, all right, let's carefully do a thing or run back up to an altar that I've passed before, stuff like that. And we're gonna try quaffing now. Cool draft refreshes you. The fountain dries up. All right, I'm gonna walk over to this fountain and leave my stash there. This is the last fountain we have. Tepid water is tasteless. These are just kind of generic messages. Cool draft refreshes you. The fountain dries up. All right, so much for that plan to get a water demon on my side. That's all right though. Put on the helm. Put on the +4 gauntlets of power. And we're gonna wield katana. Exchange hands. Wield. Grayswandir. 2-weapon that. I took off my cloak accidentally somehow, I think. Or I never put it on. Alright, I think I'm pretty good. Put on the amulet of reflection. Okay. So that was a huge waste of time. No. Oh, I just killed the dog accidentally. Oh well. It was carrying a potion of gain energy for some reason. Could have thrown a tripe ration at it and gotten a new dog. Really, though, as you get more powerful, the dogs are less useful. Sometimes they just get in the way, especially when you're trying to travel between levels quickly. But I don't know, I just kind of like it. I have a soft spot. It's just kind of cool. I got this little ASCII D following me around and helping me out. They're definitely great for robbing stores. Here's a troll. Hello, troll. I marked it as having a scroll of destroy armor for some reason. Okay. All right. Let's fight the troll. Come here, troll. I'm gonna eat you. Look at that. This is funny. If you manage, it's like a race. If you can finish eating it before it rises from the dead, because yeah, this goes with like the D&D the whole thing about trolls regenerating. If you can't eat it in time, the bite covered troll rises from the dead and starts attacking you again. Pretty hilarious, really. It's like infinite food. I just keep eating little bits of it. It grows back. We could probably rig up something that's sort of like a perpetual motion machine regarding regenerating trolls, or a perpetual, like infinite food generator, right? You can solve world hunger this way. So you just kind of keep carving. You hang them up like one of your what do you got in Mexico, Arturo? You have the I can't think of the word. The meat that you shave off for tacos. And you can just hang up the trolls and carve off infinite troll meat. It just keeps regenerating. Okay, I'm gonna eat this trolls. Oh, I'm satiated. Yeah, pastor, al pastor. There you go. Or the trompo you call it? I'm kind of full, so I gotta stop eating my troll. The troll should burst out of your chest like an alien said. Yeah, Dan, I kind of wondered if that would happen the first time I did try doing this. I was like, oh shit, it's gonna like break out of my chest. And that would be funny if it could happen. Maybe if it was a special outcome for just the the cursed troll corpses, that would be hilarious. Oh, I'm not full again. Maybe I should go back. I'll come back later. Is it actually? Did he grow back? Sometimes they don't. Yeah. Oh, here it is. Yeah, look, he did come back. Here he is. It's pretty hilarious. All right, let's check out this store. Even though I know I've been here before. Oh, it's not a store. Oh, this must have been like a throne room or something. +1 ring of gain strength I can't use because I have the gauntlets of power that essentially max out my strength to begin with. Here's a luck stone I had dropped. I think I already have probably multiple. I think I have one on my person and one in my bag, and that's kind of enough. Here's one that's on my person. Let's check the bag. I don't have a backup in the bag. Is it worth it? I think it's worth having one backup. Wow, look at that. That put me over the edge. You rebalance your load. Movement is difficult. All right. I don't know. I guess I'll just drop it. I mean, I could drop other things, but you know what? It's really unlikely that anything would happen. I'm gonna annotate though that there's a luck stone here. That's kind of bigger deal than a scroll of destroy armor, which I don't even think is here anymore. Trompo de pastor sounds delicious. Yeah, I could use that. Trompo. All right, let's get out of here. Oh, I killed the troll again by accident. Troll corpse and mummy wrapping. What did he try to dress up as a mummy to scare me? Like, I'm a troll mummy. You don't want to eat my corpse because it's rotten. He tried to trick me. So I put on the blindfold. I don't see he's grown back yet. So maybe he's done. And is this scroll here the one that's destroy armor? Just for the heck of it. Scroll. All right, I guess I'll have to. Is that because I have my blindfold on? It won't tell me. Scroll it now. Scroll destroy armor. It can be useful if you wind up with some cursed garbage, but here I am. I'm gonna be a pack rat and take it. You can always turn it into paper too. Yeah, I think that troll. Oh no, he's not done. I was gonna say I think he's done this time. Here he is again. All right, let's kill him again. You know, I'm not gonna bother because I actually don't want to level up right now, given what I said about trying to pay for protection. Okay, I'm on a new level finally, level 11. Oops. I still would really like to be not burdened anymore. Kind of sucks that I'm on like the border of being the next level of encumbered, which is stressed. The Enderman says cooking the corpses should be an option, both to purify any negative effects, but also fire keeps trolls from regenerating in D&D. Yeah, I think you could actually burn the corpse, but not really part of a cooking mechanic. And there is another game I played where you cook the corpses. It might have been Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. Has a similar thing where you can cook the corpses like in Nethack, but you have to you can eat the corpse, but I think it's preferable to cook them or you get sick generally. Something like that. I'm not really good at, I'm not really super well versed in that game. I played it like twice. I played it once on this channel actually. I should revisit that again. It's actually quite good. An opulent throne room. Here we are, another throne room. Okay. And these throne rooms, it's just full of these monsters, usually these humanoid types, but they're like all asleep. You can just kind of walk around and pick them off one by one, and they kind of gradually wake up. They kill the bugbear. These are all going to be just kind of like, I'm going to steamroll over them unless they have a special wand or something like that, which can be a pain. Might as well eat. Here's a wand. Yeah, here's, for example, a wand of magic method. Now, that wouldn't bother me. I've got protection. I mean, reflection. But even if I didn't, that's not the hugest deal. Let's eat another bugbear. Okay, now I'm satiated, so I'm not going to eat bugbears anymore. Delicious Gnome King. The Dwarf King actually took 2 attack actions to finish off. Kill the Hill Orc. Kill the Bugbear. Kill the Hobgoblin. There's a dark green potion. There's actually a potion I haven't identified yet. And now I am stressed. I don't want to go around stressed, so I got to figure something out. But there is a throne I can sit on momentarily, which has cool effects. Where? Oh, it's a chest too. Let's loot it. It's locked. Apply my key. Succeed in unlocking it. It has what? A lot of gold. Wow. An egg. Potion of invisibility. Some gems. All right. Spellbook I'm going to leave because it's heavy and useless to me. I don't care about the egg, honestly. Sometimes they hatch when you're carrying them, and suddenly there's like a lizard you have to kill. Once I ate a random egg, and it turned out to be I was like, I had a good run going. And I learned. I never eat a random egg again. I ate a random egg, and it had it was a cockatrice egg, and I died. That was it. Game over. Turned to stone. But yeah, I got to figure out equipment again. Should I try to? Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do something a little bit tedious again. And that's review all the potions I've had identified, so I can see if it's worth just chugging this dark green potion or just trying to figure it out another day or just save it for another time. So here we go. Potions. Here we go. Hold on. Was that the start of it? Okay, this is just kind of the header here. So this is all of them on the next screen. That's all the potions I've identified. So bear with me a sec while I look up potions in the wiki. And here are all of them. So the point here is we just try to narrow down which ones we don't know. And then we can guess. So water we definitely know. I'm going to just kind of check them off. Booze. Yep. Fruit juice. Yep. See invisible. I don't think I know that one. Okay. Sickness. Doesn't look like I know sickness. Confusion. Yep. Extra healing. I know we know that one. Hallucination. Yep. Healing. I think we have that one, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I turned one of those into water at one point. Yep. Holy water. Yep. Unholy water. Yep. Restorability. Yes. Sleeping. I don't think I know sleeping. Blindness. I have that. Gain energy. I think I just got one of those, so I must know it. Yep. Invisibility. Yep. Monster detection. Yep. Object detection. I think I must have that. Nymphs always have it. Here it is at the top. Enlightenment. I don't think I found that one. I've been kind of looking for one. Full healing. I know I have that. Levitation. Yep. Polymorph. Gotta be careful with that one. I have that one. Yeah, I think I broke some armor early on because I polymorphed from a random potion. Speed. I feel the need for speed. I don't have speed identified. That's such a common one. Okay. Acid, I know I have that one. Oil, I know I have. Gain ability, I know. Gain level, definitely. Paralysis. Yep. All right. So, well, I can't say it would be advisable. Well, maybe it would be okay. Maybe I should just drink it. See invisible, be like, all right, sure, I wasted it, but fine. Sickness. I can just use the unicorn horn. I should verify how that works, but I think I could just do that. Sleeping, I trying to remember if I'm sleep resistant. Yeah, I am. Something just zapped me with a sleep one. It didn't work, right? So I'm fine if I drink that. Enlightenment, that's one I really want to have. Then I'll take note of all my intrinsics and everything. Speed, I mean, it wouldn't be a negative. It would be like, all right, so I kind of wasted a potion of speed. So I think I'm going to do it, but let me just verify sickness won't cause me trouble, as I think. Yeah, let's do that. So we're going to look up potion of sickness. I can just click on it here. Oh, it's about poison resistance. Okay, I have poison resistance, so it's not going to be an issue. I could have an attribute reduced by 1, but I can just use the unicorn horn on that. It'll abuse my constitution, but who cares? All right, let's just go for it. I'm going to go for it. Hopefully we get the enlightenment one that I've been hoping for. But if not, at least we have an additional identification done. So here we go. Quaffing, capital V, bottoms up. Tastes like yuzu juice. Okay, it's just fruit juice. That just fills your tummy a little bit. All right, so another identification in the bag. That's not the worst thing. I feel like I might have had another unknown, kind of from that same list that I reviewed, maybe last stream. I wonder if I have another potion in here that's named like it could be this or that. Oh, this is scroll. Sorry, I gotta memorize my letters for some of these important objects. Like lowercase y is the bag. Okay, yeah, all right. So that's fine. I got an identification. Hooray. I would really like a bag of holding about now. The Ray Wand of Lightning is probably a bit overkill. If I drop one, they're going to pick it up and use it. That's the only problem. Any humanoid types will do so. Okay, looks like there are no humanoid types except the Hobbit, who's going to be my friend anyway. Due to alignments. All right, I'm going to drop... All right, I'm kind of at the point right now I want to drop some stuff to not be stressed. That's horrible. You don't want to be stressed. So I'll drop... Actually, one speed monster isn't really that great. I'm thinking, though, it could be... The problem is all these things could be useful on some rare occasion, and that's what leads to pack radism, unfortunately. Okay, I'll drop one Wand of Lightning. I guess I'll drop the Wand of Speed Monster. For potions, you know, my thing is I like to keep some of these for diluting into water, but maybe I just have to forego that. I don't know when I'm going to do that again anyway. So I'll drop a potion to gain energy that has like no use to me. I didn't mean to drop the food or the tripe rations. All right. So if I want to annotate here, I could annotate that there's a potion of gain energy, I suppose. All right, let's find the throne and sit on it. Oh, there's still the chest here. That's right. More stuff for me. I just wanted the possibly good gems, but the rest can suck it. Where is the throne? I'm blind. I don't want to be blind when trying to figure out what the throne is. Here's the opulent throne. Okay. So to review the thrones, they can have some positive effects or negative ones. But you can get a wish from it, which is nice. You have a nearly 3 in 47.5% chance of obtaining at least one wish if you sit on a throne until it gets destroyed. Yeah, that's great. It's a lot better than the 1% I was going for on with those fountains. You know, I'm just gonna do it because there's nothing that's gonna kill me. I mean, this one would not be great, but I can handle that even. Unicorn Horn would cure that, actually. Confusion for 15 plus D7 turns. All right, I'm going to sit on the throne and pretend we're the king. You sit on the dwarvish cloak. That's not what I meant to do. Hold on, am I in the right space? Okay, I guess I have to pick up the objects and move them. What a pain. J, M, and capital J. Drop those. Pick up this pickaxe. Drop it over here. All right, sit on the throne. You somehow feel out of place. That is a nothing happens. There is a 2/3 chance each time you sit down that nothing happens. And there's kind of a few different random messages. Maybe only 2 different random messages. Oh, they're actually, it's not a random message. It's always this one, unless you were polymorphed into a queen bee, a dwarf king, gnome king, ogre king, or elven king. It says you're very comfortable here. Oh, because you're a king or queen, so you feel comfortable on the throne. The attention to detail in this game is insane. All right. Yeah, I'm just going to keep sitting. Okay. Oh, my money's gone. Oh, that was bad, but at least I dropped kind of most of it. I don't remember how much I think I found like another 1,000 though or something, right? Oh, well, that sucks, but what am I going to do? Well, I know next time. Oh, jeez. Well, this is great, but let me finish my previous thought. Next time I should remember to drop the money before sitting on the throne. That's what I was going to say. But look at this. A voice echoes, "By thine imperious orders, sire. Which monster do you want to genocide?" Now, genocide is not a very kosher word, but it's a good thing in Nethack. There are certain kinds of monsters that can give you a heck of a time. And my mind immediately jumps to mind flayers. Here's the thing, there are two different kinds of genocide in general in this game. There's the kind where you can type in a character, and all monsters represented by that character are wiped out. For example, if I hit a lowercase o, it would wipe out the hill orcs and Uruk-hai and Mordor orcs. All kinds of orcs would get wiped out. But if I have the kind of the lesser genocide, I have to type in the specific name. And going with that same example, I could type Mordor orc, for example, and it would only wipe out those. We would still have hill orcs in the game or whatever. Now, all that said, my mind definitely immediately goes to liches and mind flayers. I personally absolutely hate mind flayers, especially in this version. I've said it a million times, but in 3.7, the version 3.7 of this game, they nerfed mind flayers, but I have to deal with them for now. So I think I'm going to pick them, but the thing is I have to choose. Do I want to go with the regular mind flayers or the master mind flayers? I can only choose one of them because, again, I don't have the more powerful version of genocide available. I have the weaker kind. So I have to pick one of them. As you might expect, the master mind flayers are stronger, but I think they're less common, so time to review some stuff about them. I'm not sure what I want to review. I know that, I guess I need to see if the master ones are, like, how much nastier are they? And they actually grow up. The mind flayers grow up to be master. They're a stronger version of mind flayers that also share a glyph with the dwarf king. That means they're the same character, essentially. This kind of magenta lowercase h. Yeah, it's the amnesia I hate, as well as just dying to having your brain eaten, of course. They drain your intelligence, and if you lose enough intelligence, it's a fatal insta-death. But the amnesia really sucks. I mean, obviously the death is worse than amnesia, but a lot of times what happens to me when I encounter these guys is I manage to kill them, but I suffer from amnesia, and therefore I lose some identifications and some maps of levels and other things as well. But as you can see throughout this entire game, I put hours and hours into the process of identifying my stuff, and it's one of the most important things in the game. And one thing that's kind of unfortunate about it is you can sort of cheat in a way that sucks to have to do. In other words, I could say, well, I might be fighting mind flayers soon, so why don't I hit backslash to see all the things I've identified, and I'll just save that to some text file. But it sucks to have to do that sort of thing. Anyway, I'm going to choose one of these two. I just don't know if I want to go with master mind flayer or regular. Let's go to the genocide page in the wiki. They might have some tips. Genocide strategy. All right, a little bit of the background. You can still be considered a pacifist if you genocide something. Interesting paradox or oxymoron. Here's the guys you cannot genocide. Basically anything that's like extraplanar creature of some sort, like angelic beings and demons. And some other exceptions too. Reverse genocide, I don't have that. But a reverse genocide is when you read a cursed scroll of genocide, instead of wiping out that kind of creature, it'll create 4 to 6 of them. So you can kind of hack it in a way. Because wraiths, anytime you kill a wraith, you have a 50% chance of it generating a corpse. And eating its corpse makes you gain a level. So sometimes people purposely use cursed scrolls of genocide to make a bunch of wraiths, assuming they're strong enough to handle defeating them in combat, and then just eat their corpses. Some people actually do it intentionally, create mind flayers, I guess, if they're strong enough to handle them, because you kill them and eat their corpses to gain intelligence. Be sure to be standing on a scroll of scare monster. Why standing on it? Cockatrices. Some people do that just to get their corpses and whack their enemies to death, turning them into stone. Anyway, common genocides. Yeah, I know these. I definitely want to do mind flayers. Probably. Actually, these guys are a pain too. Rust monsters, disenchanters, sea monsters. But you know what? I personally have had more cursing to myself and real life time wasted due to mind flayers. Liches too, though. They destroy your armor. They suck. They suck so bad when they destroy your armor. The cast a skeleton. You know, I could spend all this time trying to get my blessed plus whatever gauntlets of power, then just go, it's gone, and that hurts too. Let me check on what you guys are saying in the chat. If anything, nothing. Okay, that's okay. I just thought I'd check. Right. So let me see if they have any advice about regular mind flayers versus master. Here we go. I mean, I guess they don't really. They just list a whole bunch that are really good to genocide. They even suggest gelatinous cubes just because they can eat like containers. That would not be my first choice by far, but I can see the point. I don't know why they say like Jabberwock is not really worth it. Like, why even list it then? All right. So what is this about? Oh, I don't really want to get into this, but there's certain quest levels. Each character class or character role, as we call it in this game, has a certain fixed set of levels for their quest. There's I'm going to go through the samurai quest, for example, and each of those quest sets of levels has, it's fixed, so it has certain monsters in it. So, you can game that system sort of if you want. I don't really want to though. All right, this doesn't really give me any insight of whether I should go as regular or master mind flayers. I feel like I don't know. I really don't. I guess I got to pick something. I feel like I want to go with the regular ones just because I feel like they're a lot more common, even if the masters are more of a pain to deal with. Yeah, maybe I'll get another genocide. I can take care of the masters too. Let's just go with mind flayers. All right, here we go. Hold on. Do I do singular? I think I do. I typed a singular, right? I just want to make sure I don't screw this up. Anything we have to like freeform type something, you got to be really careful. Like the wishes. If you get it off by one, it might just not work. I think you don't type the plural, but what's kind of bothering me is everything they list here, they list as plural. So let's not go to genocide strategy, but oh, this is a redirect from genocide strategy. Let's see what happens if I go here. You have to type it. Crash. I'm scared they're not going to tell me how to do it. I think it's probably just the singular form you would type. I'll see if a quick Googling can reveal it for me, and if not, I'm just going to go with it. I'm like at least 90% sure it's a singular. Yeah, I can't find anything. Oh, I actually did find something in an old news group post. He was asking about genociding liches, Liches. Let me just verify what I'm reading here. I might as well show you guys so it's less boring. Well, I'm not finding it on the page, but in the preview from Google, I found use singular lich or licher or plural liches, and so I guess you can use either. Okay. The string you enter is singularized first, so liches would be fine. All right, I guess it's a little bit flexible. I'm just kind of freaking out over nothing. And Dan says, I guess you can't keep sitting on the throne and repeatedly genociding all your most hated monsters. Sounds too easy and I would break the game, I suppose. Right. So this is kind of like a fountain. I can keep sitting on it until it disintegrates. I could get lucky and get another genocide. I'm really hoping for a wish, but I would take another genocide. Yeah, basically, there's a small percent chance that could happen. I could get 2 or more maybe, but it's not too likely. All right, so here we go. I'm going with Mind Flayer. Wiped out all Mind Flayers. That is the biggest smile I've had all day, perhaps. That's so good to see. Still hate that the masters exist, but hey, this is big. All right. So let's sit down again. Whoa! Yeah. You may wish for an object. All right. Sorry, I'm being a huge dork here. A genocide and a wish back to back. You can't beat that. Okay. Okay, now I gotta calm down and think. Do I want to get the Great Dragon or yeah, the Great Dragon scale? I think I should just do that. I think I should just do that. I'd be so happy with my Great Dragon scale. I'll have magic resistance and really good armor. That is good. I'm just taking that in for a minute. All right. I mean, we could look at the wishing spoiler stuff, wishing strategy. I'll review that real quick, although I've done it before during this series. This is going to be the highlight of this stream, right? I try to like take note of a highlight of each stream. Like 2 streams ago, it was when I encountered the ogre with a wand of death, and it was all exciting and everything. And last time it was getting my my potion of holy water and getting Grayswandir up to +7. The highlight of this stream, I don't know when I'm stopping, but this is it. This is it right here. Getting genocide and wishing back to back. All right, wishing strategy is what I want to find. Is there a separate thing for that? No. Strategy. What I often hear is a lot of the kind of more advanced players don't really like going with the super dragon scale armor, but I don't know. I just feel like it's so good. And it's very hard to find later, until you get much later on in the game, I guess. Part of me is doubting it. Like, maybe I should just hold off. But here's the thing. Magic resistance is so good. It'll save my life, potentially. So I'm thinking I should just go all in and just grab that. But, you know, there's other cool things you can do, too. Like, get Scrolls of Genocide. I mean, that would be good. I can get, if you get scrolls, like, there's a certain... they got all these charts here, right? For quantity, probabilities. Like if you ask for more of something for a stackable item, like scrolls, you can do that. But the more you ask for, the less of a chance you actually receive that. And if you fail the roll, so to speak, you only get 1. So it's usually, if you do wish for a stackable item, there's no reason not to wish for at least 2. Essentially, you'll either get 2 2/3 of the time, or if you fail that roll, you get 1. So there's no point in asking for 1. But I could say like 2 blessed scrolls of genocide or something like that. I can wipe out all the liches. Wipe out the mat. I mean, the blessed would be kind of redundant because I already got like half the mind flayers, but it might be worth it anyway. I don't know. I'm kind of still leaning towards the dragon scale though. And Dan Demand said, I wished many times I could genocide all mosquitoes. Yeah, in real life. Obviously. All right, I'm going to flip through this page a little more, but also scrolls of charging are great ones, cause especially if you here's the coolest trick. If you find a wand of wishing, it's very rare. But a wand of wishing only has very low number of charges. I forget if it's 1 or 2. There might be like a small chance it could have 3. But when it runs out, you know, you run out. But you can charge it if you have scrolls of charging and then get another couple of wishes out of it. Or at least another 1 wish or so. So it's really cool to have scrolls of charging if you got the wish from a scroll of wand of charging and a wand of wishing in the first place. Because there's no guarantee I'll ever find a wand of wishing. Still, charging is good to have. Especially another powerful thing that I had before was a wand of death, but I lost that. Right now, charging doesn't seem fantastic to me. It wouldn't be bad to have it all. but it's not really appealing to me at the moment. Yeah, here's what they were just talking about. If you have a wand of wishing, your first wish could either be 2 or 3 blessed scrolls of charging. Yeah. Yeah, these are kind of advisable for the early game, they're saying. Get the dragon scale mail. I feel like I want it anyway. I don't know. By the time I actually find dragons, I have to find the gray one specifically, and I have to read a scroll of enchant armor while confused or something like that to turn it into. Maybe it's not confused to turn it into the gray dragon scale mail. But let's say later game. I'm not really later game, like mid game. I would say. Wand of Polymorph is that's pretty That's pretty good. I'm kind of adverse to yeah. So this is for a trick that they talk about, which I don't like doing because I don't find it fun. Polypiling is when you make an enormous pile of objects and you zap it with a wand of polymorph. Um, the way that works is say you have like a I don't know. Let's keep it simple. Let's say you have 3 items in a pile. One is a scroll, one is a weapon, one is a tool. Each zap of a wand of polymorph will transform the weapon into a random different weapon, the tool into a random different tool, and whatever the other things, the scroll into another random scroll. Now, if you just pile enough total garbage into one space, it could be hundreds of items. You just zap one charge of the wand of polymorph, and just kind of by the laws of probability, some of them are going to turn into really good stuff. So that's something you can do. But a lot of players swear by it, even. But I kind of don't. Not even that I feel like it's cheesy per se. I just feel like it's really tedious, and I don't know. I haven't personally had huge success with it the few times I've tried it. Although here, if you go by these guys, they say in most cases it's far more efficient to polypile for ascension kit items and then wish for the few remaining pieces rather than wishing directly for all the items from the start. So I guess, if you do it right, I guess it can work out quite well, perhaps. Things not to wish for: unicorn horn, food ration. The reason why they say food ration because if you're starving, it might seem like a good thing, but you can wish for a horn of plenty, which is a magic item that produces food, so that would be better. Or if you're not quite fainting from starvation yet, you might want a ring of slow digestion. They say dragon scale mail you should not wish for if you're in mid to the late game. Maybe I should obey their rule of thumb. I don't know. Once you have known cursed paper and you know the scroll of genocide or are a wizard with high luck, an uncursed magic marker is likely a better. I don't follow their logic at all. Oh, now I do. They're saying you can use cursed. You can write a cursed scroll of genocide with a magic marker and just make the dragon you need appear and kill it. Hmm. It's not a bad point. What if I got like. Hmm. Pardon me while I think a while. I'm processing this. This is an exciting thing. And Dan, I'm still reading your last comment, Dan, about genociding mosquitoes. But yeah, I guess there's a good point there. Let's say I wished for 2 scrolls of genocide and I got them. I could genocide the liches or the mind flayers, whatever. Let's say they're both blessed, and I could try to turn that blessed scroll cursed. But is that easy to do? I don't know if that's easy to do. Then I could make the dragon. I don't know if I'm powerful enough to fight like what is it, 4 to 6 gray dragons right now. Honestly, I'd have to look into that. Then you need enchant armor to make mail from their scales, though. That is a good point, though. But consider that though. It's almost like I could have 2 great things, like 2 birds with 1 stone. Sort of. I could potentially get. There's more steps involved. Potentially get the gray dragon scale mail and genocide some really annoying people like liches. I'm trying to think, how can I make it? Well, they're saying to go with just a magic marker, actually, because you can just write the scroll of genocide with paper. Why did they say uncursed and not blessed? Oh, because blessed turns it. Yeah, this is actually an interesting point. Let me finish my thought. A blessed magic marker produces blessed scrolls. Uncursed keeps it at whatever the paper is. So if I have cursed paper, which I think I might have one, but unfortunately I can't check my inventory right now. That would work nicely. And then the magic marker could be used for other purposes later too. So I know I don't know Scroll of Genocide, do I? I got the genocide effect from the throne, but I don't know it, so therefore I can't write it. So that strategy is out, at least for now. I can always, hang on to the magic marker until I find a Scroll of Genocide by pure chance. See, it's an interesting game, isn't there? Isn't it? It's a lot to think about. All right. So I don't know Scroll of Genocide, even though I've had genocide happen. Therefore, I could just wish for the Scroll of Genocide, and then this is kind of where my train of thought was going before. What if I wished for 2 blessed scrolls of genocide, or 3 if I'm feeling a little risky? Because I'm less likely to get it the more I ask for, as we looked at on one of these charts. This one here. If I ask for 3, it's only a 50-50 chance I get 3, and the other 50-50 chance I would only get 1. If I ask for 2, I have a 2/3 chance of getting. So maybe I would go with 2. So let's say I get 2 blessed scrolls of genocide. I wipe out all the liches. Then the question becomes, how do I make that other blessed scroll of genocide cursed so I can make dragons appear and then get the dragon scale mail that way? Unholy water will do it. I don't think I have unholy water. Otherwise, you'd have to kind of play with stuff like with the remember the fountain could have one of the effects is curses your stuff. I think it's kind of difficult to make things cursed intentionally. So I don't know. Now I'm starting to feel like that's not a great idea. I mean, even if I just got 2 blessed scrolls of genocide, I could ask for 2 cursed scrolls of genocide. And then I have 1 to use for the dragon purpose. The other I could save for something else that it would be good to summon, make them appear as well as the dragon. Or I could bless it by spending 2 holy water. Or just spend 1 and make it uncursed. I don't know, I might do the cursed. Let's see if that's recommended here at all. If you haven't found a scroll of genocide yet, it's true, and have some identified gems, what is well worth a wish for a cursed scroll of genocide. Oh, this is for a specific fork. Slash them. Okay, so forget that. I mean, forget that particular search match. Cursed scroll of genocide. Here we go. No, it's the same thing. If they don't mention it, which makes me a little hesitant. I mean, this is not necessarily the only source of truth in the world, but in other words, I shouldn't treat this thing as God, but why are they not mentioning it for vanilla? Nethack is what I'm wondering. All right, well, let's think that through. What if I do it 2? Is it that you can't wish for cursed reliably? Could that be a thing? I don't think that's a thing. You can specify whether the item should be blessed, uncursed, or cursed. If your luck is 0 or greater, it is. Your preference will be respected. Okay. All right, so let's say I get 2 cursed scrolls of genocide. First of all, I gotta look up whether I can feasibly face 4 to 6 black dragons. It's possible I'll just get owned and then it's game over, and that would suck. So I'll have to look them up carefully. Gray dragons. Yeah, part of me wants to go. I'm getting tired anyway. Let me sleep on it, but I don't think I can save right here at this prompt. So I gotta pick something before I end the stream. Let me finish that thought though. If I have 2 cursed scrolls of genocide, yeah, let me look up if I can kill the gray dragons, and then I have another cursed scroll of genocide. that maybe I'll just bless with 2 potions of holy water and wipe out all the liches. That would be huge, wiping out all the liches. There's 4 different kinds. There's like something like arch lich and this and that, and they, like I said before, they're tough to begin with, but to me the worst thing is they destroy your armor. And they'll curse your shit too, I think. That's also really bad. Let's look it up. They have enhanced regeneration, infravision, will seek out magical items to pick up. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they cast this stuff. The mage monster spells. Magic resistance makes fighting against them much more bearable. It protects against destroy armor and drain strength. It is possible for a lich to be generated with a high enough level to summon nasties, right? They like summon powerful demons and stuff. This typically requires... I don't need to read into that. Okay. All right, I mean... maybe I'll do that. Okay, so I am gonna take my time looking up all the stuff. I'm gonna see how can I make something cursed in a reliable way. Is there some way to do that? So I don't need to like. So yeah, I'm thinking of 2 things. I can get 2 blessed scrolls of genocide or 2 cursed. If I want to go take one of them from cursed to blessed, it's going to cost 2 potions of holy water. If I want to make the blessed to cursed, it seems like that should be easier in some way, but I don't think it is. I mean, I just don't have unholy water. How to make stuff cursed? Is there anything like that? Changing the... here we go. That's a curse removal or a blessing. That's kind of the opposite. Blessing removal or cursing. Okay, unholy water, which we determined. We already said that, but I don't have it. Reading a scroll of remove cursed while confused. Okay, that's an option. Cursed scrolls of enchant weapon will curse the enemy target, sure. Getting cursed by a-holes like the liches and Wizard of Yendor. Quaffing from potions that have a cursing effect, yeah. Dipping items in fountains can curse and uncurse. Lodestone will curse itself automatically. Okay. Alright. So essentially it seems harder to make things cursed at, honestly. At least intentionally make things cursed. I have a confusion scroll, but not a remove curse that and that's not even deterministic. It's like a probability of it becoming cursed. I think I'm gonna just do 2 cursed scrolls of genocide. Oh hey, Fluffy Bubbles, how's it going, man? And Fluffy says, hey again, is your samurai still going strong? He is. I am at an opulent throne. I sat on it before and got to genocide mind flayers. Then I sat on it again and got a wish. And my instinct, I've been like kind of poring over the wiki and thinking about this for at least 10 minutes. My first instinct was to go for a gray dragon scale mail, because I have reflection and that would cover me for magic resistance. But they kind of advised in this wiki that you should only do that early on. So, and I'm considering now going with a cursed, or a pair of, perhaps even 3 if I want to get risky, cursed scrolls of genocide. Because then I can make the gray dragons appear, kill them, and make my own gray dragon scale mount. And I have to verify I'm powerful enough to kill them, though. And then I would still have another scroll of genocide available, which I could either hold on to as a cursed one for a similar purpose later, like I could make wraiths appear to level up, or I could make it blessed and then wipe out one of my other banes of my existence, which are the liches. And if it's a blessed scroll of genocide, it would wipe out all the types of liches too, which would be fantastic. I would just have, out of my like least favorite monsters in the game, that would mean most of them are gone. Master Mind Flayers would still exist. I think I'm going to go with that plan. If I can convince myself I can fight these gray dragons I plan to summon. So let's look that up. That's quite important to this plan. If I can't be confident I can just mop the floor with them, this is a no-go. And I have found that in general, dragons aren't quite as scary as it sounds like they should be. that doesn't mean this particular character can easily handle 4 to 6 of them, which is how many would be summoned by a curse scroll of genocide, if I remember correctly. Let's verify that. But yeah, generally, I've always found dragons are, when I've encountered grown-up dragons, I find them surprisingly easy to beat generally. But let's see, cursed. Cursed generates 4 to 6 of the chosen species. Yeah. Now, now I'm concerned about this little thing. Monster generates this way do not carry inventory, but they would always, the dragons would still have their scales all the time, right? If they don't have the scales, this is a huge waste of time. I mean, why would they advise it here if that's not the case? Uh, Hold on a second. Here we go. No, this isn't the one. So they kind of advise doing it a different way, which I'm not doing because I don't know the scroll of genocide, right? They're saying just get a magic marker. That's usually better to do, but I don't know the scroll of genocide, so I can't do that. If you cannot confidently write cursed scrolls of genocide, you may wish for them instead, right? Reverse genocide dragons, kill them, and write enchant armor to make mail from their scale. Yeah, I can do that. Notes on acquiring dragon scales for how to do this safely. Okay. Let me see what you're saying, if anything. Fluffy, maybe you have an opinion on this matter. Nope, not yet. Okay, that's fine. I'm just, I just thought I would check. I think you're probably the most experienced person who's generally watching these Nethack streams. So there was a couple of guys who popped in occasionally who knew the game quite well. It seemed like. Right. Notes on, what did it say to look at? Notes on. Where was that here? Here the note. See the note on acquiring dragon scale. Okay. Acquire. Wrong page. Okay. Maybe it's not titled that. Hold on. Sorry to be a painter. It's one of the strongest and most sought after type of armor in the game. A stellar amount of AC for only 40 units of weight. Intrinsically erosion proof. Does not block skill spellcasting, meaning your own spellcasting. Even the least useful dragon skill is likely to do more for a hero than most other body armor. One of the few things it does not provide is magic cancellation, which is different from magic resistance, by the way. Common methods of attaining it, wishing directly, acquiring dragon scale in some manner. Yeah, let's check that. There are many methods, blah, blah, blah. Dragons can generate in throne rooms deep in the main dungeon branch. Okay. Dragons are also generated on level creation with the quest branch for some roles. Reading a cursed scroll of genocide. Yep. Polymorph into, this is funny, polymorph into a female dragon of the desired color, lay some eggs via the sit extended command, hatch the eggs, and raise the resulting baby dragons to adulthood, and then have them die in some manner, e.g. a monster's passive attack or a trap, or else leave them on another floor so that they untame, ideally becoming hostile, and therefore you would kill them. And then you get the scales from that. Wand of Undead Turning and Spell of Turn Undead can revive a dragon's corpse multiple times, though with a significantly reduced chance of scales generating once it's killed again. Okay. Allow a monster of the appropriate alignment to cast a summon nasty's monster spell. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. While very unreliable, it's possible to polymorph a pet into the desired color of adult dragon using a polymorph trap and leave it on another floor or have it killed as necessary. Okay, so basically, yeah. It seems like the curse scroll is the only reliable way to make them happen, the only easy way to make it happen. Fluffy says, this part is beyond me. Reverse Geno on Dragon sounds like a good start, but also sounds really dangerous. Yeah, that's why I've got to, okay, I think I'm going to follow this plan, but again, yeah, I got to really make sure I can handle 4 to 6 of them. I'm not sure I can. Do their magic missiles bounce back because they have reflection? I think they do, right? That's one of the things I have to look up. How does reflection work? This game is it's tough to know everything. Causes magical rays to bounce back from whatever they. Okay, so are magic missiles rays? That's what it comes down to. Some of these wands. Well, let's just look at magic missile. Spellbook of magic missile wand. An attack from these guys, including a great dragon. Okay. It's a ray from a wand. I would assume it's a ray from everything else too. It's a ray from the spellbook of magic missile. Okay, let's call it a ray. That means my amulet of reflection will make that bounce back, and so I'm good from that attack. But they also have 3d8 bite attack, 1d4 claw, 1d4 claw. And their base level 15, base MR 20. Is that what determines? Oh, that's their magic resistance. There's something that will determine their hit points. I think it's base level. Basically, you can see -1 isn't that great. I can handle that. Let's see. Monster level and hit points. It's monster level D8, so they have 15 D8 hit points each, which means when you're rolling that many, it's going to be close to the theoretical average very often, which means for a D8, it's going to be 4.5 times their 4.5 is like, you know, per D8, right? That's the theoretical average. A single D6 is like 3.5 of the average. So 4.5 times 15 is what each one's going to have. I should expect. I think I can handle these bolos. Quite honestly, I think I can. I'll feel like an idiot if I'm wrong. But with all my enchantments and stuff, I can probably knock out. Can I do one a turn? I feel like maybe in 2 turns per dragon. Their magic missiles are useless. They'll bounce back and hurt them, perhaps? Or will their magic resistance cancel their own magic missile? Basically, their magic missiles are a waste of a turn for them, though, so that alone is good for me. I'm feeling pretty good after looking at their hit points. Is there a quest artifact you would like, says Fluffy? It's a great choice for a wish if you can use one. Not a bad thought. Let's take a look at the quest artifacts. I'm feeling like I don't want to go that route, but it's worth a look at least. Let's at least consider it. I wouldn't mind having the one of these quest artifacts is like I think it's the wallet of Perseus. It's like a really good bag of holding. That would make me happy. I'm just such a I find the carrying capacity issue such a pain, and I love to not have to deal with it. Is that in a different game though? Like maybe it's slash them only. Maybe it's not in this game. What? I'm not. Maybe I have the name wrong. What is it? Give me a second here. I thought it was Wallet of Perseus. Oh, it's in Slash 'em. Yeah, it's like an extra good bag of holding, but it's not in Vanilla Nethack. It's in Slash 'em and some of the others. Oh well. All right, let's look through all of these. Orb of Detection. Just for carrying it, it gives you some pretty good stuff. Magic resistance. Then I would need the Grey Dragon scale mail a little less if I have magic resistance. Telepathy, which I have from my intrinsic. Half spell damage. That's not bad actually. Barbarian thing. Now I have to get co-aligned. I don't have to, but I think there's a whole thing about that. It's when you pick it up. If you pick up a non-co-aligned artifact, it zaps you for a ton of damage. But I think at that point, as long as you don't pick it up again, you're good. I think that's how it works. This is like an extra cool luck stone. Double damage and +5 to hit when slung. Oh. It's a wielded or worn. How do you... You can just wear a luckstone. What slot does that use for armor? It's kind of a generic column when wielded or worn. I think basically it's just saying I have to use it in a sling as an ammunition. It's like a luckstone that I can also use as sling ammunition. That's not going to use that at all. Scepter of Might, I'm not going to wield that. The Staff of Esculapius. Heal half hit points there. Well, I can apply that, I guess. That's just for when I hit people with it, I think. When wielded or worn. No, I'm not going to be wielding that. Heal half hit point damage isn't bad, but the rest of the stuff is curable by Unicorn Horn. Magic Mirror of Merlin. Magic resistant telepathy. Nice, do double damage with certain wands and spells. When applied, gives random rumor or reflect gaze attack or mirror effects. All right. You know, maybe the wishing thing can advise about some artifacts. Some of these sound nice, but they're not really grabbing me that much. Branch port. What is that? That sounds good. All right, let's check. Sorry, this like half the stream is my web browser, but it's an important decision to make. All right, let's see. If you are lawful, right? The main contenders of artifacts are the Scepter of Might, Orb of Detection, and the Magic Mirror of Merlin, which all offer magic resistance. Okay. The Scepter offers ringless conflict. Oh. And deals double damage against cross-aligned non-lawful monsters. So if I apply, it sounds like if I apply it, it'll turn on conflict, which means every monster attacks random people, including themselves. The reason why I don't say they all attack each other is because they can still attack you. It's all random. And it's great to have a ring of conflict for that purpose, but then you use one of your 2 ring slots. It's usually not that big a deal to do that, though. Orb also offers half spell damage and functions as a crystal ball, but it's much heavier than the Scepter or Mirror. Weight is a big thing to me. If you already have magic resistance, the Mitre of Holiness is worth considering for a spellcaster. All right, so how does that Scepter work again? Let's see. Scepter of Might toggles conflict. But the magic resistance is only when wielded. I don't know. I don't think I want to do an artifact. They do sound good, but yeah, I'm waffling too much here. Okay. Think I'm gonna go for the scroll, the Cursed Scrolls of Genocide. Let me just look at this a little bit. Let me stare at this a little more. How many attacks do they get per turn? Like, what is their deal? Or I guess it's more like, are they faster? Speed is 9. I don't know how to interpret these numbers. I'm probably gonna have to drop my my bag so I'm not burdened for this fight. Hold on. So how do I interpret this? Their speed 9, which means what? I'm very fast, but burdened, so I have 15. Unfortunately, I don't really know how to understand that. I'll be moving more than they will. I realize that. Monster speed, okay. I mean, I guess I could always read a scroll of teleportation if it gets too ugly. And then heal up or cry. They should not one-turn me. Well, I could put on a ring of conflict to make them kill each other. And again, there's always, sometimes they'll hit me, but that would actually be huge. I have to spend a turn putting on the ring. That would be great. And it's assuming that the way they're generated is that they're next to each other. If they happen to be like, let's say they're well, I think they probably would be next to at least some of them would be next to each other. But if they're spaced away, they wouldn't hit each other unless they zap each other with magic missiles. I think I'm gonna do it. I'm a little crazy, but I think I'm gonna do it. All right, so for those who haven't been following my half hour long decision here, I'm gonna go with. And this is weird because I've never done this before. It's weird to me. It feels weird, but I'm gonna go for 2 cursed scrolls of genocide. I might go for 3. Should I go for 3? That reduces my 2/3 chance of getting the quantity I asked for to 1/2. How bad would it be if I only get 1 is the question. I think I'm better off going with 2. If I wind up with only 1, it's kind of like just a roundabout and riskier way of getting my my Gray Dragon scale mail to begin with. So I'm gonna go for 2. And Dan the Man says these days you need GPT AI to analyze this wiki, so you can just ask it what's best to wish for this character quickly. Yeah, I could feed it all my information. Honestly, it would probably just repeat a lot of what the wiki says. That's cool. I wonder if it could give you at least an educated guess. All right, so I'm gonna do it now. Let me make sure I phrase this right. There's a classic page that I've seen from like years ago that has the exact stuff listed here. Yeah, here we go. They recommend less scroll of genocide, but they consider this low priority. Caution is advised. God. All right, but I decided I'm gonna try it anyway. I'm tired of like every game. I used to always go, "Oh, bless 2 Gray Dragons." Usually, I'll get the wishes early. All right, here we go. I'm doing it. So it's going to write exactly like this: 2 cursed with the number 2 cursed scrolls of genocide. That's what I'm doing. No more waffling. I'm doing it. All right, 2 cursed. It feels very weird typing cursed scrolls of genocide. I'm going to review the text. Make sure you don't have to type singular scroll or something. No, it looks good. All right, here we go. Oh, I only got 1. That sucks. Oh, well. Now, once again, as I said, if I only got 1, it's essentially like a roundabout way of getting a blessing for the Gray Dragon scale. But you know what's good? Now I know what genocide is, and I can actually write it with my magic marker. So it's not the worst thing. So lowercase m, that's actually a good bonus. I shouldn't understate that at all. Type of object, m, we're going to call it genocide. All right, so we got cursed scroll of genocide. Right, so when we find it again, we'll know what it is, and I can also write my own now. All right, so is there a certain location I'd like to be in when I do this? Would it be good to be on the stairs so I can head up? Some monsters follow you up the stairs, some do not. I don't know the logic. It might be a good idea anyway. Or maybe it'd be good to be in like a corridor where I only have to deal with 2 at a time. That might be the best thing. Like, in other words, if I'm like right, about here, there can only be 1 above me, 1 D above me, and 1 below me. So I only have to deal with 2 at a time. And the other ones will be like here or whatever. And now they could try to shoot me with magic missiles, but those are, as we already said, those are going to not bother me. My reflection handles that. So, all right, that's cool. And I can also put on the Ring of Conflict ahead of time and prepare myself otherwise. But yeah, I failed the 2/3 probabilities. That kind of sucks. All right, let's close this door. I don't know why. I just feel better with that. Right, I guess this is the place to do it right here. Anything else I want to prepare? I definitely want to get the Ring of Conflict on. Let's see what Fluffy said. If I mentioned the drawbridge is the furthest I've gotten, it'll be exciting to see what's after that. Oh, did you get killed by the drawbridge that squishes you? Yeah, I'll be happy to show you that. It's not gonna happen tonight, unfortunately, but yeah, that'll be fun. So yeah, I definitely want to be unencumbered. What's the best way to do that while still having cool stuff for the fight, though? Let's see if there's anything worth taking out from the bag for the fight purpose. I mean, oh my goodness. Wouldn't be the worst thing to do this, would it? Blessed Scroll of Taming, everything. Let me look it up. That's part of the theme of Nethack and Shows. We look things up. We don't guess. Sometimes I might guess anyway. But a Blessed Scroll of Taming, I think that means every hostile monster touching you becomes your pet. What if I stand where I am? 2 of them will be next to me, I think. I make those 2 my pets. We fight the other 2 to 4 together. I get my dragon scales, and I got 2 gray dragon pets. Or I could be born in an open area, and I could have more of them as a pet. But I don't want all of them to be a pet, because I want to kill at least one of them. But let me just make sure that's how Scroll of Taming works. Reading a non-cursed Scroll of Taming will attempt to tame monsters that are adjacent to the hero, subject to their MR. Oh, well, their magic resistance is pretty good. I think, right? So it might not work. Where did I close the dragon tab? I think I did. But hold on, I gotta finish reading still, because it might say the blessings work anyway or something like that. They have magic resistance, yeah. Wait, but there's a number to that. Base MR 20. Okay, that might be really high. Where's taming? Here we are. With the range extended to 5 squares away if the scroll is read while confused. Monsters that do not resist the scroll effect will be made tame, and any such monster that cannot be tamed, blah, blah, blah. What does Blessed do, though? Maybe it doesn't do anything? So I guess Blessed doesn't make it any better, actually. But in this little orange note is for 3-7, which I'm not playing. I feel like it's not going to work on the whole theme about gray dragons is magic resistance. That's why I want their scales to begin with. I think 20 is the highest you can possibly be, even so. Well, let's see this. Try to understand this formula. Oh, MR's giving us a number from 0 to 100. Oh, so they could definitely be higher. The chance of a monster resisting is given as follows. Chance is MR. Oh, jeez. So they have 20 divided by 100 plus attack level minus defense level. Where do we even find those things? I was getting too mathy. Did I close the dragon again? What did they say? Like attack level or something? That might not be a stat per se. It might be like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. So I don't know how to estimate this math, unfortunately. I mean, given that it can go up to 100, I'm thinking maybe it's still possible. Which is only equal to MR as a percentage when attack and defense level are equal. 0 MR monsters will never resist. Attack level is calculated. Oh, it's calculated as follows. Where the defense level is the monster level of the target. Okay, the monster level is, I guess, 15. Base level 15. Attack level is defense level is 15. And attack level is what? Depends on what kind of attack. Is that what we're saying? Spell is caster's level. Scroll is 9. Does that mean my 9 of using the scroll would figure in? Yeah, I guess that's what it means. So it would be 20. I should start writing. It's getting ridiculous. Start writing this down. We got 20. Here we go. We're going to do it this way. Divided by 100 plus the 9 from the scroll minus the defense level, which we said was 15. So it's 20 over 94, is that? Yeah, so 20 over 94% of resistance. That's actually, they have essentially a 1 in 5 chance of resisting, which isn't great. So chances are I'll get at least one dragon if I try to tame 2 of them. Now, do I want a pet gray dragon? It just sounds fun and awesome, so yes, I do. And also, it helps reduce the risk of this whole nonsense I'm talking about, right? All right. So yeah, I know. I hope this hasn't been boring to talk about. I actually find it exciting to like, oh, we got some really crucial moments here, and we want to like look up the math and the logic. But yeah, I do have to kind of wrap up the stream soon, so I'm basically gonna do this, and hopefully not go to bed crying because I got myself killed. But let's see. I think I'll do that. I'll get the scroll of taming out of the bag. There might be better use cases of it later, but you know, part of my problem is I'm always like, oh, what if I save this for later? And I do that forever for things, which is no good. All right, so what else do we want to do here? Anything else from the bag that's good to take out? I'm thinking of dropping it and just putting it aside. That would make me let's take out the Ring of Conflict for sure. That'll make me not burdened a lot more easy. Archer said, "Don't go to bed crying, Mark." Yeah, you know, I think I'll kill these dragons. Okay, so now what else can I do here? I will put on a ring that is not conflict. I don't know which one. It could be protection or increased damage. One of those, I guess. It's not great, but every little bonus helps, right? So maybe I'll put on protection. Okay, and I'll put on conflict. Actually, that's oh, now I have a little bit of a doubt. If I tame them, if I tame 2 of them, conflict kind of, for all intents and purposes, it means they're not tame, at least for the scope of that battle, because everybody will just attack. Everybody near me will attack a random anything, basically. So maybe I won't put on conflict, and I'll just tame the 2 who appear next to me. I'm assuming 2 will appear next to me. Let them fight the other dragons. Yeah, I think that's how I want to do it. Because if I put on conflict, my tamed dragons could attack me just as easily. Assuming the taming even works, right? I could quaff a potion of invisibility if I think that will help. So anyway, I guess instead of conflict, I'll put on increased damage. A little bit of an extra bonus there. Couldn't hurt. I have a couple of full healing potions on my person, which is great. I did want to take out a scroll of scroll of teleport from my bag. So just so I have that safety valve, safety hatch, whatever you want to call it. Let's get the blessed so I can choose where I want to go, and I'll take out one of the uncursed as well. Anything else that's great to have on hand? I know I'm probably overthinking this in a sense. Can I accommodate more items? All right. What am I going to drop then? Or put things in the bag. Put a couple other things in the bag. Like I would like to have all my arrows on my person. I don't know. I'll shove the tribe rations with the ring. I'm not using the ring of you know what? Maybe if things don't go well, it'll be good to have on me. The unknown ruby ring can go in. I don't care about slow digestion right now. Sure, let's go with that. And now we will take out. Sorry, my brain is slowing down due to tiredness. I gotta go to bed soon. What was I trying to take out in the first place? Teleports, right? One of that. All right. Levitation, shock resist. I'm looking at my rings. A lot of them are unidentified, unfortunately. I'll take out another extra healing just in case. Why not? All right. I think now I can just drop my bag somewhere else. And now I am unburdened. I'll go in my special dragon spot. All right, here's a cool moment coming up. Hopefully it's cool. Anything I'm missing? Like, did I do anything stupid? I have my reflection on. That's important. I'm dual wielding both of my weapons. Got my scroll of taming ready. Got my genocide, which I'm about to use, ready. I got a couple scrolls of teaport just in case. I got a bunch of wands that I can use just in case. Got lightning. Well, the magic won't work on them really, but I could always zap teleport at myself. I could zap a wand of digging downward to escape through a hole. Anyone adjacent might come through with me, but that's okay. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much good to go. All right. Here we go. Now remember the plan. I got to reiterate my plan because I'm tired and nervous. Read Scroll of Genocide. Read Scroll of Taming. Hopefully get 2 new dragon friends. Maybe I only get 1. Maybe I get none. Hopefully, ideally, again, just to say what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping there's 1 here and 1 here, and they both become my friend. And because Curse Scroll of Genocide makes 4 to 6 happen, there'll be a bad one here and a bad one here. Maybe say another one here. And then my new friends who I'm circling and the bad ones will fight each other. And leave me alone. The downside to that, though, maybe I'm starting to get into overthinking territory, is they might kill my friends. There's a strong probability. I mean, they're like equally matched, right? So if I weren't stuck between my friendly ones, I could help in the fight. But that's part of the safety that it provides too, that they're kind of acting as a barrier. All right, I'm just gonna go with it. Maybe I don't wind up with any dragon friends at the end of this, but I'm going with. All right, so here we go. Here we go. Reading Scroll of Genocide. That's lowercase m. Here we go. That's right. I have to type the name. For some reason, I thought it was tied to gray dragons. Right. So it's gray with an A, not with an E. That's something I just verified. It might accept either. All right. Sent in some gray dragons. It's like sarcasm almost. Oh, you want to get rid of gray dragon? All right. All right. So far it looks like what I was expecting. I can't see beyond. I guess because it's I'm not sure if they're. Oh yeah, because the corridors are dark, right? So I can't see beyond. I think that's the idea. All right, here we go. Scroll of Taming. Blessed Scroll of Taming is being read right now. The neighborhood is friendlier. I've never seen that message before, I don't think. Let's check what that precisely means. You hear some noises. That means, oh, look at it. These are both highlighted white. That means they're both my friends. They're both tame. So I worked on both of them. That's great. What does that specifically mean? Is that anytime you read Scroll of Taming? I don't remember that message. I don't think I've seen that before. And the funny thing is, if I Google that, all I find is like logs and stuff. Nothing defining what that means. That's fine. Let's just move on. All right, so I guess I sit here. I could teleport away, then try to fight from the other end, but I'm going to sit here. So I'm going to hit search just to pass a turn. Again, oh, somebody got zapped, but we're resisting. We're all resisting. Look at that. The blast of missile hits the gray dragon. The blast of missile hits you, but it reflects from your medallion. That's the amulet of reflection for you. The blast of missile hits the gray dragon. The blast of missile hits it. Yeah, so they're basically resisting the blast. Oh, look down below me. Something is not there anymore. It must have moved away. It could be that all of the enemy dragons are up on this side, and so my tame dragon down here was free to move down. Or it could be it killed something down there. So I could sit here. I'm gonna sit here and wait a little more. Pass again. I'm hitting the S button to search. My guy is back, the one below me. I think he's just blocked and there's like nobody there. All right. I don't hear noises anymore, so they're not fighting. It sounds. Oh, here's something. So somebody's still shooting at them. Let's go down, explore down here a little bit. Okay, it looks like so far I only see my friend, the dragon. You hear some noises, so there is fighting going on. And okay, one down there. Oh, something happened. Okay, I think my lower guy moved up here, actually. So maybe there's an enemy to the right. Let's go for it. I'm going to fight one. I can always teleport away. There he is. Okay, watch my hit points. It bit me, it hit me, it hit me. It only gave me 3 damage, though. I'm going to attack it. This is me always in that anytime I have a fight I can anticipate against something tough, I get into like deep analysis as much as possible and really get myself pumped up and psyched up and ready for it. And then it's like, it's dead. So there you have it. Killed the gray dragon. And one thing I didn't remember even considering is, should I worry about its, like, should I eat its corpse? I mean, I'm kind of satiated, so I shouldn't, but does it provide any benefit? Doesn't look like it. All right, so I'm just going to let them rot because I'm full. But yeah, let's see if it has scales. No scales? Oh, man. I'm going to cry if there's no scales from all this, actually. That would be a waste. Huh. Here's the thing. I remember, I don't know if this counts as inventory, but one of the things I read is a cursed scroll of genocide will make the monsters appear with no inventory. But yet so many things were saying you can get scales this way that I kind of dismissed that as, you know, the scales don't count as inventory. Anyway, maybe there's still just a probability for each one, so it's not guaranteed. So unfortunately, that looks like it does not have one. Let's check the other one. The gray dragon's being a cannibal. Look at that. Gray dragon eats a gray dragon corpse. Hey, enemy dragon, come here. He turns to flee, that chicken. Am I not supposed to attack fleeing things or something like that because I'm lawful? I gotta look up another thing. I think I'm not supposed to. Or is it just knights? I know if a knight attacks a fleeing thing, it says, you caitiff. And it's like harms your alignment or something. I'm gonna let him come back to me. I'm just gonna do it. If you're fleeing, that's fine. When you get brave and want to come back to me, go for it. It's even, where'd he go? Oh, he's shooting me. Picked up my bag. I don't like that. I think the wand could have hit the. Okay, now I'm nervous. Anyway, I think the bag is fine, but the dragon can pick it up, which makes me a little nervous. Maybe I'll pick that up since they don't seem to be that dangerous. Doesn't matter if I'm a little bit slow. Okay, I killed it. It has no scales. Ugh. Neither of them has scales. I mean, I could try to get my tame dragons killed. That's disappointing. What's the deal with this? Oh, there's only a 1/3 chance of a set of scales appearing upon death, unless disintegrated, then the chance is reduced to 1/20th. Okay. Dan Demand says, I'm currently eating the corpse of carrot cake while I watch the dragon taming slayer. You know, there might be more, though. There might be more than just 4, because some of them were out of my line of sight. That dragon just ate another one. Well, it might be I just have to keep these guys around, and when they happen to get killed by something, I can hopefully get some scales off them. You don't want to attack your own pets. It's not good for you. All right. Well, that kind of was a disappointment, but at least there's still some chance when these two guys die. And there's still the throne here I can sit on a couple more times. Sit on it, says the Fawns. All right, let's sit on the throne a couple more. Maybe I'll get another wish or another genocide. I think I'm going to take off these rings because they're not really doing me any good, and they're consuming my stomach contents faster. Okay, I'm going to sit down. You feel somehow out of place. That's a 2/3 chance nothing happens message. Identification. Cool. Unfortunately, I have a lot of my stuff in my bag that I would like to identify. All right, let's start with maybe some of these wands I don't know. Actually, wands, potions. Do I have any scrolls on my person? What do I need to identify most? The rings would be good, but most of them are in my bag. Shoot. I forgot this was an outcome that could even happen. I guess it would be good to identify some of these wands anyway. Let's start with L, capital R. Next page. Oh, the gems would be good to know, yeah. That's right. Good point, Dan. Drop an eagle. I don't have an eagle. I lost it all from before. But I should, now that I know I can identify, which I had totally forgotten, take out the stuff you want to possibly identify. But you know what? It's going to be good to know some of these gems. Then I can sell them like I was talking about before. I know these are diamond, but I need them officially identified. So that would be good to know. And all it gave me was one identification, the Wand of Fire. Yeah, it's good to know. Cool. But yeah, I will take out now some things I would like to identify a lot. Like, I don't even know anymore. Yeah, the rings would be good to identify. So many of them I don't really know what they are. Just garbage. Yeah. Okay, let's put stuff in the bag that we know what they are then. That are kind of extra. Potion oil, that can go in the bag. I don't know. Wand of striking, need outer charge. Why do we even have that? Let's just drop that. It's another wand of striking right in the corner there of the room. Honestly, getting these gems identified does sound pretty good right now, considering I wanted to sell them so much to get the protection happening. All right, I'm going to leave it at that, and let's just sit again. It's not very comfortable. Oh, we sit on the wand of striking. Okay. You feel it somehow out of place. You are very clumsy. That sucks. Let's use the unicorn horn. In 3-7, you can't do this simple cheat. Look, my dex went down to 12. And now I use the unicorn horn. And I went to 13, then 15, and now back to 18. That was actually quite nasty. That's what you need restorability for, though. Feels out of place again. This is a lot of uses of a throne. I don't think I usually get nearly this many. I usually get like 4 to 6, maybe. I feel like I've gotten like 15 or so. But it could evaporate any second now. Out of place again. Every time you see that, that's a 2/3 chance of happening. And it just means nothing happens. You feel very repulsive. It knocks down my charisma. Okay. So once again, we can just apply the unicorn horn, which is capital U. Okay. Sit down. Out of place again. A voice echoes, "Thy audience hath been summoned, sire." What did it make a gnome appear? A gnome lord? Oh, it made orcs appear around me too. Just summon a bunch of monsters, basically. Okay. Kill the gnome lord, kill hobgoblin, kill mortar orc, etc., etc. Another scroll of teaport. Did again, out of place. This is crazy. Again, I don't think it nearly has this. I don't think I ever have this many sit downs. Unfortunately, usually it's like very disappointing. It's like, oh, sit down a couple times, nothing happens, and then it goes away. Anyway, hopefully I can get something else good on this. Ooh, you feel very fragile. It's not going well. I'm getting just the bad stuff lately. But unfortunately, well, I mean, fortunately, the unicorn horn is way over OP, so I don't really have to worry about this. A massive electric shock shoots through my body. That's not great. Looks like it did about 16 damage to me. Unless I was beat up from the fight a moment ago. Maybe I was a tiny bit. Identify again. Wow, cool. Let's start with these rings. M, J, 8, HJ, and the balsa wand. Then we'll move on to the gems. Oh, it's gone. It identified 2 of the rings, invisibility and cold resistance. And then the throne vanishes in a puff of logic, which is a phrase borrowed from Hitchhiker's Guide. All right, so now I can undo the names I've put on these rings. So lowercase m and capital H. Oh, I did that wrong. Capital H. Okay, so I gained some stuff. Yeah, too bad the dragon thing was a kind of, it's not a total bust because I have two dragon pets, but not fantastic. But yeah, you know, when these pets die, hopefully I can get scales out of them that way. It's just a little unfortunate. One striking, I guess I'll pick up that one. You can never have too many scrolls to teleport, pretty much. So I'll take that. You can when your knapsack cannot accommodate them. All right, let's wrap up this level. Wrap up this inventory madness I'm doing. Pick up the crab, explore the level, go down to the next level, and then we'll call it a stream. Yeah, it was a good run, but it's over now. Invisibility ring, yeah, I'll keep that. A lot of these rings are kind of like +1 increased damage. It's not great, but when I'm like about to get into a fight like that, it's like I might as well do it. The ring of cold resistance, don't I have that intrinsic? Makes me wonder if I should drop it. You can lose intrinsics, and rings don't weigh that much. Partly use candle lit. I don't know. I don't get. You need candles eventually, but Great Dragons eating orcs. All right. Well, I got 2-bit Great Dragons. Who would have thought that would happen? All right. Okay, let's finish this level up. My new pets. I hope they die. How can I intentionally get them killed? That's what I have to think about without shit. Okay. Yeah, so that reflection is fantastic. Blast of Frost hit me from the Winter Wolf. That's in front of me. I'll step over here though. So they have to attack me from this diagonal one at a time. Soldier Ant. What is that rock there? Just rocks, okay. Winter Wolf turns to flee. Soldier Ant corpse and a lizard corpse. Could pick up another lizard corpse. I'm just gonna use another slot. I don't want to use another slot. Get back here, wolf. Winter Wolf corpse. Yeah, I'll eat that. Oh, cool. So now I have cold resistance. I didn't have it before. You feel full of hot air. So now I can feel more confident getting rid of that ring. You know, I'm just going to do it. I gotta, you know, sometimes get over my... Anything I can do to just drop something is a huge boon. It's the Marie Kondo kind of thing. If it's not giving you joy, just get rid of it. Sure, there's always a maybe it'll be useful one day, but it seems extremely improbable that it'll be useful, so we get rid of it. Now, lizard corpses, yeah, those are useful. All right, here's a ring of gain constitution. Cool, it might be more than my current one. I have to check if it's cursed or not, though. Let me just put these gems in there. I don't really need them for the most part. Okay, so I'll test that ring of constitution at another time. See if it's cursed or not, and then I can, you know what? Here's something I have to experiment with. Normally with cats and dogs and your ponies or whatever, they will refuse to step on a cursed object. Will pet dragons do the same? And can I test that with something cursed, or have I not really been keeping cursed things? I don't have any cursed things, though. It's funny, lately I've been wanting cursed things. It's just, I mean, I have some unknown status things. Right, whatever. I bet if I dropped in a pile everything of unknown status, at least one of them would be cursed, and I could test that, but I'm too tired to get that crazy. This is locked. Let's use a key. There's a bunch of zombies in here, apparently. Dwarf zombies. Okay, bring it on, dwarf zombies. Anyone else? There's something written in the dust. You read, Vlad was here, I think. That's what it says. Yeah, this is like I think it's like a graveyard room or something like that. Got zombies. Who's throwing orcish daggers? Oh, it's goblin. Maybe that's not what I don't think I'm actually in what I was thinking of. There's like a level later that's this whole cemetery with tons of undead. It's like a large level though. Hello Hobbit. Hello Leprechaun. Let's kill him. Oh, do I want to eat the Leprechaun corpse? That's something that's been coming up. To me, it's a tough decision. I think I have teleport control intrinsically, but my memory is a little bit hazy on that. So the idea would be if I get teleportitis, which is a condition in which you teleport around randomly once in a while, I could control it, and that can be quite useful. Although it can be slightly annoying to be prompted to teleport periodically. But I don't 100% remember if I have it at this point. How do you get it? I feel like I do have it, but if I'm wrong, that would kind of suck. You can eat the corpse of a Tengu. Did I do that? There was an elusive Tengu. You can eat you eat a ring of teleport control. So what that means is you can transform into certain, using polymorph, you can turn into certain creatures that can eat rings, and sometimes you can get special effects from them. I don't know. I don't feel like I was able to catch that Tengu I was chasing a while ago, so I'm not really sure. What about teleportitis? Can you cure that in case I find... What if I get it and I really don't want it later? Can I just somehow get rid of that? Significantly more useful with teleport control. Curing it. One cure is to have it stolen by a gremlin at night. No. Because they steal other useful intrinsics. Huh. Trying to get teleport control is usually better than trying to get rid of teleportitis. Alright, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to get a little crazy and go for it. And then I can always try to get teleportitis if I don't have it. Alright, here we go. Black rotten food. Okay, I didn't even get it, so whatever. And now I am stressed. Too stressed. Do I even want potions of invisibility that much? I don't think I do. I have a ring of that. I could always put that on if I really want it. Five rocks. Something that was digging through the tunnels here. Gee, this is a big room. It's a spell book that I don't care about. So that throne room gave me 2 identifies, a genocide, and a wish. I cannot complain about that at all. Is this a fountain? Yep. What's this, a Naga? Is it friendly? Looks like it, a black Naga. My gray dragon. How can I get... Keep thinking, how can I get my gray dragon killed? One of my 2 gray dragons. Both of them. I want to get them both killed. I can kind of lure them into a trap or make them fight something that kills them. How do I get them to follow me? Are they gonna follow me if I blow a whistle? Will they be more likely to follow me? Yeah, look, they're both here. Look at that. All right, I think this is time for me to wrap up the stream. As soon as I get my dragons next to me when I go down the stairs. There we go. Oh, this is a special level. This is my quest level. This is the very big room. Oh, it's a special level called the big room. Okay, I'm tempted to play it, but I gotta call it. It's too late. I gotta get to bed. So that was a fun stream. What is the highlight of it? The highlight of it was the the genocide and the wish, really. It's unfortunate that I didn't get the Gray Dragon scale mail. You know, I just said this, but it's still possible if these dragons get killed. Maybe I will try to figure out a way I can indirectly kill them. That's how you do it without breaking any kind of conduct, you know. if you have a tame monster and you intentionally kill it, it's bad for your alignment or your luck or both or something like that. I don't want to do that, but you can indirectly do it if you somehow get them to, like, fall into lava or lava or whatever. Oh, I'm not going to be able to retrieve their scales if that happens, but you get the idea. Sometimes it's just about. Oh, look at that! I just got distracted because. Look at the note I wrote to myself. On level 8 in the Gnomish Mines, I left 2 cursed scrolls of paper because I figured I'm probably not going to need those. But remember, I was kind of just hoping I had cursed scrolls of paper before. Interesting. I could write another cursed scroll of genocide or 2. Anyway, that's food for thought for another time. But yeah, let's say goodbye to the stream. No more putting it off. Anyway, yeah, it was cool to get the genocide and the wishes. So I have a genocide mind flares. Sorry, I had a brain fart. Genocide mind flares. I didn't get the extra scroll of genocide, which sucked. But now I can write one with the magic marker. So I have all this paper. If you look in my... Yeah, I have a blessed unlabeled scroll. So I can write a blessed scroll of genocide and wipe out all the liches. All right, whatever. Let's call it a stream. Yeah, Arturo says thanks. Dan the Man said, "Are potions of healing any good?" The basic ones kind of suck when you're pretty advanced into the game because they heal such a minor amount that it doesn't matter. And potions in general are heavy, so I mostly just go for the full healing potions. They bring you to your max hit points, and sometimes I'll take a extra healing potion. But really, I should probably just stick with the full ones, just because I'm dealing with carrying capacity issues. All right, so yeah, that's it. Thanks, Dan the Man, for hanging out. Thanks, Fluffy Bubbles. Thanks, Niten, also known as Arturo. Thanks to people who were here earlier, but they left. I believe Anonymous left, and I know Ryan left, and I don't know. Eric hasn't chatted in a while, so I guess he left too. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. I might do. I'm kind of in an Intellivision mode or mood. I might try to do another stream with Intellivision either tomorrow or Thursday. I can't promise anything. And hopefully Saturday. No, Saturday I'm actually going to be not available this weekend. So no Saturday stream, unfortunately. All right. That's all. Good night, everybody. Take care.